musim.
Get arrested.
This will sting. You have my word.
Watashi wa tsuyoku naru nda. Sono tame nara nan datte.
自分の良心に従って人を助ける。オーラってやつは隠してもにじみ出るもんだからな。
Who is the best looking player in MPLSG?
Oh wait. I know.
Oh.
I know. No, I know this one is the goat. Oh, this is the goat.
You sure easiest or not? Easy or hard?
Best looking player.
Oh, this is the goat.
This one eh. Handsome boy. Handsome boy.
Ken from manga. I think we're getting some. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1.
这个哟，这个 I don't know what to say.
3, 2, 1.
Didn't he have a different name?
You write the current name.
Okay. Oh, easy game, bro.
Huh? Oh. Like you say the old name or the new one?
Your answers? Okay.
So easy ah.
Wow.
What's the old name? Dante.
I thought Dracula.
3, 2, 1. Technically both correct.
Oh, okay.
What the heck?
Wow, this one I know.
Wait.
Oh.
2, 1. Eudora is correct.
Yeah. That time her skin color, the basic one was red, bro.
I forget ah.
Eudora.
Oh, wait, bro. Okay.
Tapi je connection.
3, 2, 1. Slow.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of this skin, bro. But then I'm like, look like a girl skin.
But it's veiled because of the wind.
Oh.
I got it.
There's no way. There's not too long.
Yeah, mage.
Oh wait. Oh, I know.
Should be this one.
I hate this hero, bro.
I got my answer.
Okay.
Ah. Okay.
Huh? Wait.
Like a universe ah. Looks like familiar. eh.
Oh, okay. Let's see whether it's correct.
This one is, you can't even guess it. This is near impossible.
Oh.
You know the light orb?
Yeah.
They super zoom into it, bro. I'm done.
Please. Okay. Can we read answers? Okay, correct. We'll also the correct answer.
Wow, I forgot about that hero, bro.
Supposed to be your main, your main.
Because he got one.
I wanted to guess the Ellie special skin, but then like I realized
He
that
said
flowers was not like featured in the box.
Yeah, but he said it was default skin ah.
Yeah, that's not to be a default skin.
Universe ah.
Do not say
Ah.
Bro, I thought it's Cyclops.
See, bro.
Oh.
Oh, Xerox. Okay.
the first player to guess blue. The first player to guess blue. Yeah. Because of the yellow skin, right?
Oh. Why you don't know? Yeah, it knocks me.
A crispier chicken McCrispy? So much crispier. Bite into an even crispier crunch with the improved Chicken McCrispy. Now, wouldn't that be nice? OSIM.
Or get arrested.
This will sting. You have my word.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MPLSG playoffs. Now we're interrupting the regular broadcast right now for our awards ceremony. MPLSG Season 7 has been nothing but exciting. But of course, we owe this due to all of our wonderful players here in the scene. Now, we'll be giving out 3 awards, namely Best Rookie, Regular Season MVP, and Best Talent. So thank you so much for joining us right here for this segment. Now, we're located right here in Scape Ground Theatre, Level 2, here in the heart of the iconic Orchard Road. So huge shout out to Scape for this wonderful venue. And without further ado, let's jump right in here to the awards ceremony. Without further ado, to present this awards, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Wayne Lim, Operations Director of Zenway Productions, to present the awards. Exciting, exciting days. We're giving out 3 awards today. Now, for first award would be Best Rookie. Who do you guys think it is? Just say. Just shout out from the seats wherever you're at. Who do you think is Best Rookie? Oh, we had some right answers. Ladies and gentlemen, Best Rookie for MPLSG Season 7. Put your hands together for Kiwi! Big smiles for the camera. Now, one shallow side of you receiving the Best Rookie Award. Exceptional plays right here done by Kiwi, mid laner from Asterisk. Now, Kiwi, want to hear a little bit from you. What do you have to say upon receiving the Best Rookie Award?
I'm very thankful to all the Asterisk fans and
Oh, hold on. Let me just check. Okay, we gotta make sure we can hear you one more time.
I'm very thankful to all the Asterisk fans who supported us, and I'm also thankful for my team for helping me get this award. And special shout out to FBM for bringing me to the team. I also like to thank my friends and family for supporting me, and happy Father's Day to my father.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Kiwi. Thank you. Congratulations on this award. So yes, ladies and gents, that was Kiwi from Asterisk. Now, special shout out to Asterisk as well because this is their very first debut right at MPLSG Season 7. After all, Asterisk made it through the qualifiers and they have ended with a top 4 position in playoffs. So that is a remarkable, result coming from brand new qualifying team. Next up is going to be a very interesting award as well. Now, this is going to be the regular season MVP. Now, this award is awarded to that particular star player who has made significant contributions to his team and making waves over at the Land of Dawn. Now, put your hands together for regular season MVP, Kurt TD from Team NIP Flash. Big smiles for the camera. Amazing. It seems like the mid laners have been making waves right here for MPLSG Season 7. Big smiles for the camera for your solo shot, Kurt. Amazing. Are you gonna do the dance magnetic? No? Okay. Anything you want to say, to all of your friends and family who are back home? You can speak in Tagalog as well. It's totally fine.
I just can't believe that I got this since all of my teammates deserve this spot. And to all my supporters, my families, friends, and my teammates, thank you for making this happen. And to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Thank you.
Fantastic. Now, you have one more shot, right, Katizi? Perhaps our playoffs MVP as well? Not sure. All right, let's not put him in a spot. He has to get into game mode. But of course, the regular season MVP, of course, is brought to you by McDonald's. Now, for the next segment is the Best Talent Award. Of course, not all of the action is on the Land of Dawn, but of course on the talents desk and the casters desk as well, keeping you guys entertained throughout the competition. So, Best Talent Award goes to Professor Churros. Big smiles at the camera. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Mr. Wayne Lim for presenting all of these awards. Thank you. Now, Charles, any thoughts on receiving Best Talent? Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. Thank you very much to all of you all for supporting MPL Singapore. All of this while I stepped into MPL Singapore since season 4. Big shout out to Abstract, Jace, Kin. Those 3 are the casters that has been giving me a lot of things that I wouldn't say online, but yeah, I'm very, very grateful for them for teaching me the ways and helping me improve myself. Especially you guys. You guys are the reason that I do what I do and why I want to improve the way I want to improve. I want to just bring MPL Singapore forward from now on out. I also want to give a huge thanks to my girlfriend, or actually, now I shouldn't say girlfriend, fiance.
Ooh,
my fiance, for supporting me and playing Mobile Legends. And honestly, though, being a talent, it gives me this opportunity to play games without getting scolded from the fiance. She'll always say like, is ML more important or me?
But it's my job.
But it's my job. So like, yeah, I'm very, very grateful for all of that. So shout out to you, Jen. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me all this while. It's not easy to to work and support me as well. Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, now since we are here, let's pick Professor Churro's brain. He has been analyzing for us throughout. You have been an analyst, right? You have been analyzing and breaking down the games for us at the Off the Desk segment. Now, question is, this matchup, RSG SG versus NIP Flash. This is the third time we're seeing this matchup in Grand Finals. Season 5 Grand Finals, Season 6 Grand Finals,
Yes, ma'am.
and here, Season 7 Grand Finals. What do you think will happen?
Well, man, Cheryl, you're putting me in a spot because both teams are honestly worthy to represent Singapore for the MSC, but there can only be one. But that, you know, I'm pretty sure you don't want to hear my opinion.
I want to hear your opinion.
Let's hear from the crowd instead, all right? Who's supporting RSG? Come on, GG!
Wrong side.
Yeah. Can do better, can do better.
Okay, but I mean, the crowd is still spilling in at this moment because
That's
right
right.
now we're in the awards ceremony, but we're anticipating a full house in a few moments' time. But, you know, how about we hear it from Team NIP Flash? Let's hear from you. Wow. Okay, they got their clappers. I think RSG SG hasn't got their clappers yet. But still, things are definitely heating up. All right, for the Season 5, RSG SG defended their crown. In Season 6, NIP Flash took their championship from them, their crown from them, and headed over to the M5s. This time, so you haven't given me an answer. You asked the crowd, but what's your answer? Stop running away.
When I started as a caster,
Wow, long story again.
well, going back to basics.
Don't beat around the bush, straight to the point. Who are you voting for?
I've been a supporter of RSG SG for a while, but there has been many changes. It's a season of change, so man, I don't know. Okay, let's go. I'm sticking to my guns. Let's go RSG.
RSG.
Let's go
Wow.
RSG.
All right. So really, anything can happen right now. This is new blood coming from RSG SG. Even though they have lost some of their old veteran players to NIP Flash, we've seen Lawsy and Diablo. Let's see what can happen. So ladies and gentlemen, for match 8, Grand Finals, we'll see you then. 8 teams entered the Land of Dawn at the start of the regular season. And now, after being a cruel, cruel place, and that is the Land of Dawn, we have unveiled our top 2 teams right here in Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grand Finals. We will see the likes of our defending champions, NIP Flash, going up against RSG SG. It is a promised game of high-octane game fights and wonderful strategies and gameplays that we're all about to see. These 2 teams will pull out everything in their arsenal to ensure that they vie for the crown, and that is MPLSG Season 7 champions. And of course, head on over to the MSC 2024 at Rydia for a shot at the $3 million prize pool. Exciting, exciting days ahead of us today. So right now, what we would love to get is to get a census of the crowd here today. Now we're very excited. Here I am at Team Flash's side. So I see a lot of you guys have your clappers already. Let's hear from you guys. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so let's do it together. Can we try to clap together? Clap. Okay, a bit disorganized. Okay, so can we do clap, clap, flash? Okay, try. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so first timer. All right. Who are you voting for? Okay, not bad. Okay, so we do again. All right. So one more time, all of our all my Flash fans. When I say NIP, you say NIP, NIP. NIP! That's right, that's where my flashers are at. Amazing. So I'm just gonna come around this side to feel a little bit of the energy right here in this room. Now, they were our 3-time champion for the longest time. And let's not forget, in the name of RSG SG, it is resurgence. And we're all confident that they have what it takes to bounce back and take back what is theirs. Can we hear from all of our Raiders out there? GG! 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 That's right, that's right. Oh man, what a crowd today. It is a very interesting matchup, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen. Because why? We're talking about a match that has happened 3 times, namely Season 5 Grand Finals, Season 6 Grand Finals, and of course Season 7 Grand Finals. All right, we've seen the exact same matchup of Team Flash and RSG SG. So, with this matchup happening for the 3rd time, let's find out where this match will end up and who will emerge victorious. So, friends from Singapore, are you guys ready for Grand Finals? Without further ado, to all of our international viewers out there, Singapore presents to you MPLSG Season 7 Grand Finals.
Always been on different teams with different combinations sharing the same dream. But this season is different. We have come together to form what I believe is the dream team.
Playing beside the best players,
It has always been a very small community. As far as I can remember, we have always been on different teams with different combinations sharing the same dream. But this season is different. We have come together to form what I believe is the dream team.
playing beside the best players, I know we have the potential to unlock new playing styles that have never been seen before. It's nice for once that I can actually take a back seat, because in RSG I used to be like the main win condition for the team. So over here, anyone can carry the team given the right conditions.
Our Season 7 journey has been a very interesting one. As everyone knows, we have been swapping our roles here and there to experiment, and we hope to put out a good match, definitely. But if it's too boring, we smack them too hard, then I'm sorry. You can see us at MSC.
MPLSG right now doesn't have too much of a competition, so we can only look to expand our skills and knowledge elsewhere, which is in MSC.
It was a long battle, and now that we're going to the grand finals, I can't help but feel the weight on my shoulders. We carry the hopes of our teammates and those who stood by us. I just want to give it my all and not look back and regret anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, RSG will be going to the grand finals!
Previously being a sub, it looks easier from a spectator's point of view, but it's actually more complex than that, and it requires more teamwork for us to accomplish something that we want. I think we took the longer route to grand finals, but that's also technically what we needed to figure out the formula for our team.
They may be the dream team, but I'm the last one standing, and I'll always be.
No matter the outcome, I'm proud I fought alongside my teammate. I think if I give my all, we can achieve our goal.
In the heat of battle, we have found strength in unity. Together, we prove that resilience can overcome any challenges.
In victory or defeat, we have discovered what it means to strive for greatness. That is the first step of my dreams.
I'm very proud of my team, as I think we are breaking barriers one game at a time.
We've been looking forward to this match, and may the best win.
An amazing video, ladies and gentlemen. And those are the deepest thoughts of both teams. Now, this is a very interesting storyline. Now, they're kind of like a very interesting relationship where we've constantly seen them in the grand finals. And here we are once again. But this time round, friends, it's a little bit different this time round, because we see ex-RSG SG members now head on over to NIP Flash. One side being the dream team, and the other side with the strong desire and dream to win. Who will take this match? Let's take a look firstly at their amazing faces, starting off with the amazing faces of NIP Flash. So yes, our defending champions right now are standing loud and proud before us with their supporters cheering them on. They're looking to defend their throne and head on over to the MSC 2024. Here to challenge their mettle, going up against Team Flash, presenting to you RSG SG. RSG SG has battled their way through regular seasons and right now through playoffs. They have proven us that they are the ones to watch. Despite having a brand new roster with new faces here at RSG SG, they have still taken the Land of Dawn by storm. Even though losing 2 players to NIP Flash, let's see what this match will emerge. Friendly fist bumps all around. 2 teams with the same dream. But as you know, over at the Land of Dawn, it's a cruel, cruel place. And only one team will emerge victorious. One team will claim the championship of the title. So let's hand our time over to the casters to break down this lineup. Take it away, boys.
Welcome one and all to the grand finals of RSG versus NIP Flash. I'm your caster, Moman, and with me are my fellow co-casters, Holler and Jace. I got goosebumps just watching that video, knowing what these teams had to do to get here. They had to go through 8 teams. So much grueling battles between every week, in and out. And for RSG, they clawed through the depths of hell to reach here, proving everybody wrong.
Remember we called Team Flash the Frankenstein, the one where we mixed all the different body parts together. This time around, they're looking really strong and steady. However, don't forget, you cannot count out RSG. We counted them out during the regular season, and here they are. Like what you said, from the depths of hell, probably bleeding and bloodied, and yet they're still here, going up against Team Flash.
They crawl out of hell, and now they meet Diablo? Seems a little bit wrong.
Hades
Diablo seems a little bit confused.
And
Hades, yes, correct.
And I love the quote coming out from Brayyy, right? He is the last one standing. After all the internet hate that he's probably have gotten, all the memes that you see on TikTok, he is still there, standing at the grand finals today, ladies and gents. I believe he deserves a huge round of applause.
Not just a round of applause. I'm expecting more from him. I mean, it's this, like the picture, story, everything that you want in a season. That is the one that you're going to do. And having Brayyy do that, absolutely amazing at this point.
And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, our defending champions, NIP Flash. Just run through the lineup for me, Jace. We have your favorite player in this team.
Of course. This is, for once, I finally got Diablo's jersey, by the way, so I'm very happy. Diablo coming out from the EXP lane for NIP Flash. Hades from NIP Flash. And the jungle, Curtizi. The terrible duo of Curtizi and Hades has been proving very strong in this lineup on the side of NIP Flash. You also got Lozy and the inevitable Lord Vanix.
And Lozy, I mean, we didn't expect him to be on this roam, right? He was registered as a coach or analyst for the side of Team Flash originally, but now we see him on the grand stage. And of course, on the other side, facing off against NIP Flash, we have RSG.
RSG closer, you got Brayyy, you got GodZilla, Derry, and CS. We've seen these guys time and time again. They had an arduous task of a first series, the morning series of all things. Then they had a little bit of a break, which was great for them. And I think they're well rested. They seem ready to go and super excited for this grand finals.
Yeah, and it's always about the losers brackets into the grand finals, right? Are these teams warmed up, or have they ran out of strats going in? Because NIP Flash, I believe that they have analyzed the gameplay of RSG SG in the morning versus Bleed, and now they might have run out of things to do, but do they still have more underneath his sleeves, maybe?
Yeah, I feel like pacifists definitely need to pull out more stops, right? Right now, going up against Adamir, who should be drafting for NIP Flash. But I think we do have some numbers for us to crunch.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the stats for NIP Flash. Ooh. And oh my god, stellar across the board. Curtizi, one of the premium mid laners. Lozy doing extremely well on the Minotaur. We know him on the Tigreal as well. Hades, one of the only players on the jungle to actually play the Guinevere consistently and to such a high degree as well. Diablo has been just unstoppable on the EXP lane. And Vanix, the inevitable, KDA 10.38, just consistent, so consistent throughout the entire season. And it's just extremely scary on the stat board alone just to look at. Just going against this team, RSG SG, they have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and some of those stats are kind of inflated because this team has been rolling, right? They've lost a total of 3 games in a month and a half, including the playoffs, all against the team that we're going to see next, which is going to be RSG Singapore. And so that stat is the biggest one. They are the only ones to have drawn blood onto Team NIP Flash. Jace, you mind walking us through some of the stats, or what sticks out to you? Excuse me.
Definitely, Brayyy. Now, Xborg is one of his signature, but I'm so glad that during the lower bracket finals, we get to see the Fredrin coming out from the side of Brayyy. This shows a lot of confidence coming out from the side of RSG. This gradual rise is coming back. Closer also has preferred another hero right now. You start to see him playing quite a lot of Esmeraldas and CS. Man, stepping up. This is, don't forget, this is RSG SG fielding a full-on true blue Singaporean team going up against NIP Flash.
I love it.
I really love it indeed. This is the Singapore special from RSG SG right here. And the versatility that they have shown coming on against the hardships, fighting against Bleed. They have Brayyy. He has cycled through 3 jungle heroes, right? He played the Roger, he played the Esmeralda, he played the Fredrin as well the Xborg. So many styles of gameplay being shown, but for NIP Flash, they have shown versatility as well. So it all falls down to the banning and drafting patterns that we will see in the banning drafting phase. But before that, let's have the audience prediction on the screen.
Yep, looking at it right now. Woof. In the favor of NIP Flash.
Yeah, 62% in the favor of NIP Flash, and we hear the crowd roar.
That's right.
RSG SG 38% at the moment, but both teams, they have an equal chance, right? 50-50. Whoever wins just wins.
Of course, and it's going to come back to just the game itself. We got to play it out. It's one of those things that, like any given Sunday, this I think is very apt for this series, right? But we do know that Team NIP Flash is one of the most fundamentally sound teams that have very few cracks in their armor, so to speak. Does RSG have that willpower? Do they have that secret sauce, so to speak, to kind of break into that one?
Yep. Well, this is what we think so far. So there's a 1-4, 4-1, you know, whatever you call it. Then 4-2 from Jays as well. I mean, we are all predicting that NIP Flash would take home the championship, but of course, I like to be proven wrong.
Yeah, definitely. We love to be proven wrong 4-3 as well. Don't forget, ladies and gents, NIP Flash throughout the regular season, you mentioned about the secret sauce, that kind of thing. I feel like RSG right now, you really have to squeeze that bottle dry onto that sausage and then eat it. Because right now, there's so many things that NIP Flash has already seen, right? Especially when you go down the lower brackets, you're basically pulling out all the stuff because you may get eliminated right there. You have to use it right now, and that could go into a disadvantage against RSG.
Okay, you talk about you don't like to be proven wrong. I definitely do not. So I need to be correct with my prediction. It's got to go to 5 games and it's got to be 4-1. Okay, let's make sure it happens. But let's talk a little bit about the player head-to-head here. Vanix versus CS.
Yeah, we were talking about, you know, who was higher than Seiji in terms of GPM, KDA, and turret damage per minute, and there he is, right here. Vanix himself, number one. CS, he has been doing extremely well, though. He has been giving his life in terms of these fighting scrappy situations, securing Brayyy the kills as much as possible. His KDA not doing too well, but RSG, they have been meshing extremely well as a team, especially the performance that we saw against Bleed just now. They were extremely united in terms of decision making as well. So when it comes down to this mid-game decisions, late-game decisions, I feel that RSG, they're getting better and better.
Yeah, they're getting better now, and I look at the stats, and don't get me wrong, it's great to see it throughout the entire course of this league, but it doesn't matter. Everything is a clean slate. Let's go. This is going to be grand finals. Who really wants it? It's going to be a banger, even from game 1.
Yep, and don't forget, ladies and gents, if you notice, yes, Vanix right now is number 1 in most of these things. But don't forget, RSG has a very shaky start in the regular season. And if you want me, how I define success, it's not where you are now. It's how far you've been through. True. And I feel like CS has gone even further as compared to Vanix in terms of that department.
And there we have the drafting and banning phase already underway. The Harith, the Kadita will be taken out of the pool. And looking at that, Tigreal will be taken out from the side of Team RSG. They have identified that Lozi on the Tigreal is extremely strong. And Xborg as well.
Wow, friendship bracelets.
Wow, friendship bracelets coming out from NIP Flash at this point. So Xborg would be the ban of choice. And RSG go for the throat. First thing that they want to pick up, the Farsa.
That's a little bit early, right? You got the Moskov that's wide open. CS gonna leak it out. Just not gonna leak it over to NIP Flash. Don't forget Farsa. If you show the Farsa up, you know what's going to come out. The Yuzhongs, the Valentina is going to come out, right? I'm expecting that coming out from NIP Flash. But I also feel like, you know, they could also secure the Moskov and then go for the Valentina, because Valentina is something that Curtizi loves to play.
Yeah, but this is kind of like the MO of RSG, right? They tend to pick the first pick for GodZilla. Like they were prioritizing quite a bit yesterday with the Tarizla. Now it looks like they're going to be going with the Farsa, so it kind of, it's their MO, so to speak.
Yeah, and NIP Flash, I mean, they have the most versatile heroes as well. You know, Curtizy, he can play a multitude of heroes on the mid lane, but Valentina and Nathan will be the pick of choice today. Valentina, of course, extremely good at taking away Pharsa's ultimate, so you have that form of zoning for themselves. But for RSG, I mean, they have to think about Brayyy right here, and Fredrin would be the pick of choice. And the second pick would be the Roger as well, and we saw that Brayyy, he can pick up both the Roger, both the Fredrin. Is still extremely flexible. Closer can play Fredrin on the EXP lane as well. So with NIP Flash, whatever they play, RSG are trying to react their best to it.
I think you go for the Yuzhong right here. If not RSG, RSG might just take it away. Apart from that, you're also looking at, you know, I think you don't really select a jungler for the side of NIP Flash right here. No, it's going to be a Benedetta from Diablo. One of his signatures, my man, coming back. And this is also something that, you know, also counters the Pharsa as well.
Yeah, going in fast and flashy. Coming from NIP Flash, Benedetta will be taken and the Paquito instantly taken out from the side of NIP Flash. They don't want that counter macro play that might come through from the Paquito. RSG, what do they prioritize here? There's a lot of bans to think about. If you want to ban out Lalzi, there's the Minotaur still in the pool. So RSG, they might be looking towards that, right?
I think you take away the Minotaur. You want to just deny the zone control coming up from the side of NIP Flash. And apart from that, maybe also the Mathilda, because you could also circling Eagle to kind of knock up the Pharsa as well. But there we go. RSG takes away the Minotaur. Currently, it's just going how Pacifist is predicting.
Yeah, and RSG, they do take out a lot of hard supports. Tigreal being taken out, Grok being taken out, Minotaur being taken out. So they are trying to force Lalzi to go on a soft support, something like a Matilda, something like a Florin. And we do see that Esmeralda will be the ban of choice from NIP Flash right here.
Yep, Esmeralda taken away by the side of NIP Flash right there. A little nod over to Closer. They identified the threat of Closer right now. So what's next coming up for Closer? Maybe a Therisla that could be selected from the side of RSG. And now, last slot, do you go and limit down on Hades' hero pool, which I don't think you should. You should go locking down more on Lozi's hero pool. But don't forget, there's also a Cho that he could also potentially pull out.
Yeah, they already committed so much into locking down these hard supports. I feel that they should double down and just make sure that the hard supports aren't in the game. So,
counting down 9 seconds.
7
RSG
seconds.
Goes for the Akai ban instead. Interesting. Just basically protecting, making sure that Pharsa has a good game, right? Now your Mathilda and also the Cho is wide open for the side of NIP Flash. I think right here you just take it.
Yeah, you have to take it here. And the Cho will be picked up from NIP Flash. You called it right there, Jace. And with the RSG picks, Closer, he does have a choice to go for the EXP lane. Still, the Yuzhong still pretty much on the pool.
Yep.
Still available.
I'm looking for something that is can manage the Benedetta and match her in terms of the rotations. Usually you think of maybe if you want to be a little bit spicy, you can go even for the Marsha, right? You can kind of match the rotations coming up Benedetta. Usually I agree, Esmeralda is something that you can potentially match the Benedetta. I'm also looking at maybe a Lapu Lapu to a certain extent. Like go back to that old basics.
Lapu Lapu would be an extremely strong pick for the side of Team RSG, given that they need the lockdown, need the catch available. And wow,
okay,
going back.
Okay. CC matches all of that, literally. Frontline shred, because you know NIP Flash needs some form of a tank, right? And it can also go and access the backline to catch onto Nathan as well. Now, apart from that, the regen and the Angela ensures your movement speed and make sure that you can actually tag on the targets. This is perfect. Exactly what RSG needs.
And Derry on the Angela, he has been performing extremely well. So we did see Bleed batting it out every single game, but now Derry would be able to play the Angela that he is known for in the season, right? He has been playing the hard supports, but finally we see him on the soft supports and he's doing extremely well. Finally, for NIP Flash, they are left with the jungler.
Guinevere.
And it will be Guinevere for Hades.
Starting with his signature right here, ladies and gents, Hades. Basically going into this, not a lot of front lines if you ask me, but Guinevere, and there's a lot of hard lockdowns, there's a lot of movability from the side of NIP Flash. RSG, on the other hand, they're just going to fight standard. I'm going to fight for a massive clash. Frederick being in front line, CC as well to disrupt the back line, Angela to support anybody who needs it.
And it's just not about even the picks and draft itself, right? It's a mental game. It's a best-of-7 series. You have to win 4 to take home the championship. So it's going to be a long-term game here. Whether you or not you can feel out the opponent in this early stages of the game, and whether or not you put on your best. And it looks like RSG and NIPF Flash, they have pulled out all the stops.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, onto the Land of Dawn we go. This is game number 1 of the Grand Finals of MPL Singapore Season 7.
Do you feel it? Do you feel the vibe? Understand what is at stake? Of course, this is, the first game. Okay, we know the lineups. Mo, which one do you give this slight edge to?
Well, I would have to favor the side of the Angela, because I feel that Angela is an extremely strong soft support, but of course not doing too well as we see Derry being chunked down extremely low. But the hard guard just gives so much global presence, and the fact is, you can combo it with CS, you can combo it closer, and Brayyy as well. Extremely easy to execute, but NIP Flash, they are the kings of execution. So it falls down to whether Astral Migration from the side of Hades is on the key targets.
Looking at the rotations coming up from the side of RSG right now. Yep, it's going to be Brayyy picking up the Lethal Wanderer. We'll be walking on back. In terms of the lane priority right here, I'm expecting CS should have a slightly of a lead, but also NIP Flash on Diablo could just easily rotate. So which means that RSG needs to be a little bit careful regarding with any form of invades.
Yeah, and double Impure Rage coming out from the side of NIP Flash, pretty standard. But looking at the concussive blast coming out from Lozi, right? You want him to go for this tanky Cho. You want him to go for this, like, really disrupting team fight as much as possible from the side of Cho. And that's what you want. You want his ulti to pick him off. And meanwhile, Lozi, you do not need to die.
Yep, don't forget, ladies and gents, NIP Flash is going for more of a late game kind of scenario. And don't forget, they can always fix the waste very easily with the help of Diablo, right? If he's not having a very good game, he always goes back to the macro Benedetta as well.
And we do see both mid laners currently at the top lane. They do want this level 4 as fast as possible before this turtle fight right here.
Oh, don't forget, Cho with the knockup as well also kind of combines very well with Hades. You already start to see what NIP Flash is already inkling going for as the turtle fight should be starting very soon. RSG nowhere near the turtle though. Brayyy is on the other side, is making a beeline towards the turtle right now.
Slow but steady pacing for both.
Ultimate.
Oh, the final blow, but the feathered airstrike is going to be committed, but Brayy's going to take the turtle. He's got the fast fingers, and it looks like Hades is going to back off. Cortese has to use the flicker. Lalzi will get back to safety. So it looks like RSG came out on top.
Yep, great start for the side of RSG already, and Brayyy is going to press the issue right here. Hades looking down low.
Oh, they got him with a Brave Assault, not letting Hades just farm, and they're going to take away the orange buff as well. Lalzi maybe contests for that one.
Maybe is a very far statement indeed. Lozi might be giving up his life here. He is immobilized, but Brayyy will not be overcommitting onto the tier 2 turret here. And with the CC, right, you want to take as much segmented team fights as possible. Like closer, he will be looking to try and find these pickoffs, trying to be on Diablo duty, just basically.
Diablo.
And Diablo.
Oh, the teammate.
Second skill.
Final blow keeps him alive, but now the tower is going to push. They're going to do a lot of damage, structural damage on this. Derry's making a rotation as well, and Diablo, all he can do is stand back and watch. The final blow, he does have it. The Heart Guard is going to be committed onto it. Diablo's going to be the first to fall, though, and Cortese shows up and it's just like, hey, what happened, buddy?
And yeah, that was the hard guard from the side of Cortese. That was stolen with IMU, right? But still, Derry did not need to require the use of the hard guard at all. So they will have it for this bottom lane fight that might ensue from the side of CS.
But the heavens are secured by Vanix. That's first item. More on the DPS kind of style. It shows that Vanix wants to go into the end game, the late game, right? Yes, right now RSG, they should have a bit of a stronger level 4 power spike. But wait until NIP Flash gets started to get items, especially Vanix, especially Cortese. Those things are starting to hurt. But however, Brayyy is already a monster, stomping around the Land of Dawn. just threatening an NIP Flash.
And that's why we see the tank meta being so prevalent here in MPLSG, because you have so much frontline ability, and on top of that, you have the sustainability with the Angela as well. And Lolzy and Hades, they do not provide that kind of like sustainability. They're going for that catch meta as much as possible. So yeah, what you said about NIP Flash, they are going for the long game, and they will have to find as many pickoffs as possible.
Second turtle is already up for the taking. RSG and NIP Flash. They're nowhere near the turtle though. Lolzy will be able to find that out, but Brayyy spotted already for the airstrike, already committed. Curteezy getting half HP.
Yeah, it's going to just stop that. I mean, they're not going to really commit for this one. Lolzy's going to back off. But this, I mean, everybody's a little bit low, which is a little bit worrying for this turtle here. But they do have Diablo joining. Closer's going to hit the yo-yo blitz. He's going to do a little bit of area damage, so to speak, onto Curteezy, but he's going to recall back.
Yeah, and for NIP Flash, they're just posturing for position as much as possible. They just want these pickoffs. But RSG, they have triple purify from the side of CS, Derry, and GodZilla, so they can get out of harm's way with a button's click.
Yep. Great start, NOD already secured by the side of Curteezy first to kind of counteract against the healing coming out from Derry. And next up, you can see Vanix is already going for the Stardium side. Notice CS, instead of going for the one that we always see recently in terms of the attack speed kind of Roger, trying back to the Windtalker Endless Battle kind of build. So RSG is looking to spike hard, and I feel like they've already hit kind of like the power spike in terms of the items, but we need to take a look at execution, especially for the second turtle.
Yeah,
oh, Hades. Okay, thought about it. He's going to just go back to this turtle, but Vanix is now joined. All 5 members of NIP Flash are sticking around. Closer making a flank, trying to just scout out, see what you can do, and maybe you get lucky, get some sort of pickoff.
And with this CS, just looking at the top lane, managing to cut the creep waves and getting a lot of farm for himself. Diablo has to be on the duty so far, but the turtle is being started.
All feathered airstrike, and they're going to hit with Curteezy. He dashes away, but Vanix has already taken the turtle. The Brave Assault, the energy eruption onto Lolzy, but GodZilla, yeah, they have the damage, but he's just so tanky thus far. But the Appraiser's Wrath slices him down, and Brayyy will take that.
And both teams still neck and neck in terms of net worth, 16,000 to 16,000, one turtle each. But CS, he has been racking up the farm. Diablo does have the Blade of Heptases available already.
Yeah, NIP Flash respecting RSG's power spikes right now, right? This is not the time where they're looking for a fight. Diablo goes in for the ultimate.
Into the ultimate, but he's just going to back off. But Brayyy, ex-teammate, he's like, come on, buddy, let's go. No? Wet noodle fight?
Just some love on the top lane. So with that said, both teams are actually still neck and neck in terms of net worth, in terms of the macro gameplay, but in terms of map control. NIP Flash, they did get one tower.
Oh, they found Closer. They got him knocked up. Diablo will get credit for that one. That's going to be the first kill, and that's a pretty big win for NIP Flash.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the CC, right? It's still extremely burstable when it comes down to these team fights. It can get caught easily, and Hades would be on the job.
Yep, RSG is starting to raid the countrysides. It's the one that we saw earlier just now in the day where they started to just make sure that CS start pushing down turrets. NIP Flash is also going to respond in trade, but right now RSG, you don't see them actually going very hard on the kills because NIP Flash is not allowing them to.
And just key positioning from NIP Flash at the moment. They choke, going for the engage.
Oh, they found Brayyy. Lolzy goes in for this one. They have their way. The dragon kicks him back, and GodZilla's going to get the kill. Brayy's down for the count, though, but Vanix, Curteezy flickers back. Hades now here. He's thinking about it. Oh, yeah, he's not going to go.
Yeah, he doesn't really have the ultimate. He's already expended the ultimate down at the bottom lane. Yes, Lolzy is a good kill if I can catch Brayyy, if I can also catch Closer down the bottom lane. So right now, NIP Flash, if you notice, the gold lead swings back into their favor.
Yeah, and Closer is just not having a good day. Just consistently being caught by Hades is not a position that he wants to be in. He wants to try and play keep away as much as possible, but the Astral Migration just completely committed onto him. Just very well done from the side of NIP Flash in terms of the macro gameplay, in terms of responding to what RSG want to do so far.
Yep, GodZilla started to become the problem. Speaking of GodZilla, just a better airstrike onto Vanix.
Vanix just barely gets away. GodZilla flies over the wall. They have the energy eruption on Curteezy. He's getting bursted. He does go down, and CS is going to get credit. Lolzy getting run in. They don't care about the tower. Oh, Lolzy somehow survives. Brayyy, though, they're going to look to turn this around. Hades, one more shot. He gets away as well, and CS is going to go down. GodZilla's going to go down, and it looks like NIP Flash somehow came out the victors.
Dude, that could have gone so bad for the side of NIP Flash, but Diablo coming in, 2-man Petrify, and Ultimate just saved the life. But hold on a second.
Oh, that Vanix going to back off. not really much going to happen. But Brayy's still up in front. Again, you talk about him being a monster. You're starting to feel the effects. He's 2-1 and 3.
2-1 and 3. Very scary scoreline to deal with, but now the objective of choice will be the Lord from the side of NIP and Flash. And RSG, they can't do anything about it. The EX lane is a CC. You want to have a dominant lead as much as possible. You don't want to take the team fights.
Yep, we talk about the late game. NIP Flash is like, yeah, I'm in the late game now. Even GodZilla using feather airstrike just to kind of wave clear, but GodZilla takes it away. Vanek securing the Holy Crystal already. NIP Flash is looking to clash.
And NIP Flash, a team known for pushing their lead and choking the opponents out. RSG, they are feeling the strain right now. All the players, they are down in terms of gold lead, in terms of map advantage as well. With the Lord, they would want to prioritize the mid lane, and RSG are responding very well. They don't want the mid turret to go down.
Oh, look at that. Michael Jackson on the way up top lane. Diablo fixing that side. There's another Lord pushing in. RSG, they're congregating in the middle, making sure that mid lane doesn't fall. And now NIP Flash is looking for more pickoffs, but RSG, we're thinking, what's the top side?
Slow but steady advance from NIP Flash at the moment, using the Lord to their advantage. Their sights are set. They really want this mid-tier turret. It would open up a lot of the map, but RSG are looking to respond right now.
Hades goes in. Feathered airstrike. He's going to do a lot of damage, but Derry's the first to fall, but they do get Vanix. They got Curtizi as well, and now they're on the run. Hades is trying to get out of there. Lously's doing what he can to attract their attention. Lously flickers over the wall. He's going to be fine. He dashes. That was minimal damage, I would say.
Not only just that, bottom lane for the side of NIP Flash, taken down. Lord is the MVP right here. NIP Flash, we're just distracting RSG in the mid lane.
Yeah, and with that, the macro advantage just went to NIP Flash's favor, despite the fact that they had the favorable trade from the side of RSG, right? They took down 2 for Derry, but they lost Inhibitor Turret. That's so much map control going towards the side of NIP Flash. That would make their future Lords a lot easier.
Yep. Usually you expect like NIP Flash, you know, with this first Lord, you want to clear off the first tier, the whole second tier, right? So that you only have the base turrets left on the side of RSG, but NIP Flash wasn't able to convert that, but at the very least, they took down bottom lane. And now if you notice, in terms of the map push and pull, right? RSG, that Lord is going to be spawning up top, whereas it's on the far side. So which means that RSG needs to constantly go back and clear that wave, especially when it's a super minion wave.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely hard for RSG to claw back right now, but still, net worth only 2,000 gold away for both sides.
Still winnable though. 2.7k, we've seen comebacks happening around the 5k mark as well. And if you notice, NIP Flash is just making sure they are controlling around the mid lane right now. RSG, they cannot push out. If not, they're going to get punished.
Hades goes in. Spatial Migration, the Feathered Airstrike in return. Brayy's running out of this one. He seems to be going the wrong way. He's going to fall. Heartguard has been committed. Diablo taking a lot of damage. CS dashes over the wall. He's going to be fine, but Brayyy goes down.
Yep, top side is crack open as well. Now the Lord has been enhanced. Don't forget, and RSG has to go down to the bottom lane to fix that. Big ultimates already committed by the side of Derry and especially GodZilla. GodZilla's where the airstrike should be up. NIP Flash will take the opportunity to brace down. They secure the Lord for themselves.
NIP Flash going for the objective. Just 20 seconds before the Lord spawns, right? They want to take away the retribution. Brayyy just not available. They cannot contest the Lord from the side of RSG SG. And now they have the enhanced Lord. They're going to go for more outer turrets once again.
Right now, that's a big Lord marching down bot. It's a free lane for the side of NIP Flash, but now it's going to be better airstrike committed just to make sure that wave clear around the mid lane so that NIP Flash couldn't push in. GodZilla is using these feather airstrike more like a defensive one, and that's not a really good sign for RSG.
Yeah, the Lord still available, but the creeps have been dealt with. They will be able to deal with this Lord, but can they deal with the split pushing Macro Jackson? That is Diablo on the top lane.
Macro Jackson. Indeed, top side already pushed in. The Lord has been dealt by the side of RSG. And NIP Flash goes back to the regular things that they want to do in taking down the mid lane turret. And now all of a sudden, NIP Flash has unlocked all the resources from the side of RSG.
Yeah, RSG, it's They're just waiting for the mistake from NIP Flash at the moment, just trying not to give away any of the lives in vain, and just trying to hope for a favorable trade. They do have the favorite team fight, right? They have the Fredrin, they have the Feathered Airstrike. The only thing that they lack is the AoE that's coming from the EXP lane closer. He has to play keep away as much as possible, and he's just not trying to fight Diablo anymore because the farm is too far gone.
Okay, fleeting time already secured by Brayyy as well. Goes in for the cooldown boost, making sure that he can always spam the heartstrings as much as possible. But the one that's limiting on all these heals is the first item choice coming off from Curtizi, right? The NOD so early on. Vanix has already secured the Holy Crystal, as I pointed out earlier, now with the Athena Shield, just to make sure that he survived the barrage coming over
The
GodZilla.
energy eruption on the Lalzi. He's about half life. Brayyy goes down. Vanix, the Feathered Airstrike, the Electro Final Blow, just kind of cutting it off. They do have the Heart Guard, though. CS running for his life, not able to do it. Derry's down as well. And it's a complete wipeout, and NIP Flash are looking to just end this game. This looks to be a completely NIP Flash game, and they're going to do it in style. They're going to take game 1.
Man, so decisive coming out from NIP Flash, taking game number 1, starting the foot strong, even though, yes, they got a little bit of a shaky early game, but they're like, no, I got the late game, I have this in the bag.
Yeah, what a statement coming out from NIP Flash, choosing the target priority to be Brayyy. I mean, in a typical situation, you do not want to go with the Fredrin, who has a hard guard to back him up, but identifying that they had the damage to burst him down, that was the key moment where they just won the game, plucked him off, and just went for the throat right there. NIP Flash with that momentous strike.
My biggest worry in that was that RSG SG had a great early game. If you're talking about the first 5 to 10 minutes, you could not have had a better one for RSG SG.
That's right.
But the fact that they, team NIP Flash were able to kind of come back and turn that around, that's got to be somewhat demotivating.
Yeah, definitely, right? Like how RSG has set up everything. GodZilla is starting to hurt, but once you see the Athena Shield being built by the side of Vanix, Vanix was like, okay, yeah, I can stand and I take one Feather Airstrike, and then after that I got a shield, and now your Feather Airstrike is not very scary anymore.
Yes, extremely scary from both sides, but looking at the MVP from the side of Team NIP Flash, it is Diablo, and Jays is ecstatic. Can you tell me more?
Of course. All right, so the reason why I feel like Diablo is the MVP of my heart, and not only just this game, is because 6-1-1, okay, apart from the KDA, but he has been controlling these side lanes a lot, right? Like, remember for a period of time when RSG, I mentioned that they wanted to go and start raiding the countrysides. Diablo is there to stop them. And apart from that, that last fight just now, poof, he came in at the right moment, shreds down so many people, and that Petrify that I was talking about earlier just now, so many massive plays being played by this handsome devil.
Yeah, he provided all the missed opportunities. Diablo just coming in and magically saving his teammates, right? And despite the fact that RSG, they did their best to respond. They tried to go for the macro play. CS was on the top lane. Yeah. Diablo was there. He was on the duty. And sooner or later, with the farm gap, he could take the 1v1 against CC, no problem.
Yeah, by then he was like, what, 4-1-1 already? So he could just almost immediately, instantly, like, delete anybody, right? Now GodZilla also is at a risk, especially when he goes into the Feather Airstrike.
Yeah, and look at this. Initially, we thought that RSG, they did have a foothold on the game, but the macro gameplay, they did fall onto MPLSG because they slowly managed to get all these objectives. Lolzy goes down here, but not too much of a big deal. And with this catch on to the side of if I'm not wrong, Closer, that just opens up a lot of things because Closer cannot play keep away for Diablo anymore. And Vanix falling low does not matter too much right there, right? It's still the fact that they are still playing for the late game. They have the master plan at heart, and we saw this. Petrify.
This one. It's this one. This is the play that he made. Ultimate Closer right there, close to the enemy team. Gap close, catches 2-3 members in a Petrify, and then everything is just history. He has so much fun right now. In the lethal ignition, he just deletes everybody.
This is a game of millimeters. The fact that, there were two Hades and Lalzi both surviving that one team fight, that extra gold being injected into RSG might have been able to take them over the hump, but unfortunately that was not the case, and that, NIP Flash were able to come back in this game.
Take a look at this one, right? Diablo just ultimates CS right there, and then after that goes and disable GodZilla's Feather Airstrike. Provided so much cover for the side of NIP Flash. They've already lost the front line for the side of RSG already, and everything is just history.
And the fact that he trusts his team so much. A typical Benedetta player would have used Electo Final Flash, the Final Blade, to deal the damage, but he used it as a gap closer to land the Petrify to save his teammates, knowing that despite he being at the brink of his HP, he will go back and deal the damage. And Diablo just shows how much trust he has in NIP Flash at the moment. I'm pretty sure RSG, they do have the same level of trust. They do have the same level of gameplay as well, but they have a lot to answer for.
Yeah, if you look at the items coming off in Diablo, this is meant to delete any squishies. Nobody is building like armor boots as well. Everything is going for, your cooldown boots, your magic pen boots, and three of your magic resist boots, right? But this Blade have a Seize Hunter Strike and also Malefic Roar. Yeah, GodZilla is not ready for it. He's gonna get deleted. The one-shotted if Diablo touches him at all. CS as well. He has to play a little bit careful, but he's also very divey, right? So that's where the terrible duels come in from the side of Cortese and Hades to make sure that CS is kept in check. If you notice, everybody from the side of RSG, except for Brayyy and also Closer, went for the Purify because they're landing a lot of respect over the side of Hades and also Lozi. What NIP Flash is trying to do is trying to make them pop the Purify and then they go in for the secondary engage.
Yeah, they did have 3 Purifies from the side of Team RSG. It looked like they were going for the mid-game tempo. We saw the Wind Talker coming out from the side of CS, trying to go for this mid-game power timing, power spike with Brayyy and Angela behind. But still, with the Diablo spectacular play, that double kill is just amazing coming out, just stopping all that momentum.
Absolutely amazing here. But, okay, RSG, their MO is to lose game 1, okay? Yeah. That tends to be what they tend to do, but they bounce back. They have the strategy in mind, and they end up bouncing back usually in game 2. That tends to happen, at least in game 1.
I think we quote Cheryl right here, resurgence, right? In this kind of cases. But, right, the fact that Vanix went for, instead of the immortality that I would usually build, because I'm not really good at the game, went for the Athena shield, right? That's a more important item, especially against GodZilla. GodZilla just land down the feather S, right? It actually hurts like a truck. So that's why Vanix has to play a lot of respect over to GodZilla.
And look at this CS, he was going for the 1v1 as much as possible. He did win Vanix in lane, but just that the game was not won just based on the 1v1 matchup. It is still a team game after all. And Closer, despite the fact that he was in a 1v1 matchup against Diablo, CC is generally known as the lane destroyer, right? The 1v1 queen. She is going to destroy any 1v1 situation. The fact that she has so much sustain available, maybe the only thing that can fight is a Yuzong, but Diablo just handled it to the T with his team. We saw Cortese, we saw Lozi coming in regularly to make sure that the CC was kept in check. And NIP Flash, they from these small little macro victories, they just translated it into such a big lead.
Yeah, so what RSG did in the early game was a massive win, right? But NIP Flash caught up with small little wins that added up to a bigger win. So basically, that was the storyline of that particular game number 1. You talk about the sustainability from Closer, there you have it. Fighter Emblems, Brave Smite, Festival of Blood as well. The reason why Diablo was having a lot of trouble in the early game, but as long as Diablo doesn't die, as long as he gets his item, he farms up, he avoids the fight confrontation from the side of Closer, he should be able to deal because he is going to be a macro Benedetta anyways.
And look at that, the rich guy and the carry all being one person. It is going to be Vanix himself. Cortese, of course, being the best wingman. Of course, the sandbag will be Brayyy. We did see that he was able to mitigate a lot of the early game damage. But NIP Flash, they realized the gap in net worth that they had and going for the decisive strike at the end onto Brayyy. Like, who would initiate onto a Fredrin? Like, who thinks about going? NIP Flash does.
Yeah, and NIP Flash is like, hey, win one team fight, I win the game, right? It just they just close it out. I mean, that was a surgical game in the sense of, it was much closer than we expected it to be, but then all of a sudden they won that one big team fight. A game is over in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and it goes to show that RSG, they did commit to the team fight as well. Given the fact that Brayyy already went down, it's still... There's the fighting spirit right there, the resilience right there for RSG. This is a team that has fought through so many obstacles just to get here. And it shows, right? Even if Brayyy goes down, we're going to keep fighting no matter what. But it proved to be the undoing.
Look at the total amount of heals as well. RSG was able to do a decent amount of heal because of Dairy, right? But here's a problem about Angela's, right? Like, yeah, it's cool that are able to heal and also just jump into somebody and then provide that shields. But sometimes, maybe what you need is just additional bodies to absorb the damage and block it. Sometimes.
Yeah, and maybe like an Edith or somebody like a Minotaur or some like a Tigreal to kind of just stand in the way, and then you can kind of protect your guys instead of just using the Heart Guard, which are kind of somewhat limited in that sense.
Yep.
It's a 2-for-1 special, I would say. But it's a moment where they're going to have to go back to the draft. Let's see how it was. I didn't really like the first pick, Farza. We talked about the weaknesses of that. There's definitely holes in that draft. But I expect RSG to bounce back in Game 2.
Yep. Yeah. And we'll see what Professor Churros has to say in his Off the Desk segment.
What's going on, guys? Prof Churros here again off the desk. And can I say, this was an exciting game. In the early game, a little bit slow for Flash to find their footing. RSG could have won everything, but these two clips were what broke RSG apart. This was the second turtle fight, but before we go into that fight, let's talk about that draft. What RSG wanted to do was basically what we seen against the game against Bleed. You have the Farsa right here, dealing a lot of damage, enough for CS to come in and just do cleanup duty. But the fact of the matter is, there was not enough damage that they could sustain upon themselves once Flash comes up online. We'll take a look at this team fight where Brayyy was already in position to go for this turtle fight. He was able to go for a turtle dance, try to get a push and pull away from Hades, but knowing that CS is nowhere to be found, he goes for the buff instead. But this is a little bit mind-boggling and questionable for me because the fact of the matter is, with a tank jungler, you're able to contest for this main objectives, and you're not an assassin jungler. So assassin junglers, you're able to prioritize these buffs, but they take the long side and try to go towards that mid side. Knowing that Diablo is slowly rotating up to CS, they want to try to protect their assets. So something a little bit about business for you guys as well. So Brayyy, I don't know why they sent Brayyy in there, but knowing that Banix is well protected by Team Flash, GodZilla wants to find an opening, try to go in with the Feather Airstrike to try to get a lot of damage down. You've only got closer in the turtle pit, trying to deal a lot of damage and trying to pull the turtle away from Hades, but without that retribution, and Lawsy doing a very good job using the Way of the Dragon, kicking Brayyy out of position. You got Diablo manhandling CS on the top side. This was an easy turtle, although RSG was able to take down Lawsy's life. So trading the roam for the main objective might be a little bit questionable in my opinion. But this is the power of the Dream Team. And I want to talk about this a lot more because of the fact that Flash, we call them the Dream Team because they have God, first and foremost. They have two demons, the Lord of the Underworld, the Lord of Destruction, and then you've got Master Oogway down with the Cho, and you've also got a genius, Dexter's Laboratory, finding the right place on all of this. There's no way you can disrupt their team fight once God gets online. It's just protect the President all the way through, and look how Diablo rotates, and this just sets the precedence of what a EXP laner was supposed to be. He doesn't just go in straight. He waits for the right time and opportunity, knowing that the main condition is GodZilla. Once GodZilla pops that Feather Airstrike, Diablo finds his way in, takes GodZilla down, protecting Vanix on that backside, and they just win that game. So this was just an amazing gameplay, especially from the side of Team Flash, and I'm so excited for game number 2. Boys, bring me over to game 2.
I'm staring into the face of God himself, right? Vanix, you just mentioned that. And of course,
I thought he's Lord Vanix, not
Lord Vanix just became God Vanix.
Yeah, because why be a lord when you can be a god, right? If you guys catch that.
I mean, lords get
reference.
taken down every like 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 18 minutes, but gods don't. So that's why Hades and Diablo are there as well, gods of the underworld. We saw RSG. They fought through hell to get there, and to meet Hades, Diablo right now, it's going to be extremely scary. It's going to be a very, very tough uphill battle for them to climb. They know what they have to go through. But before all that, before all of these gods, right, of course,
we have to talk about the curses first.
Yes, we have to talk about the curses. Hey, we have the Jujutsu Kaisen event that's going on right now, and you can get all these collaboration skins available. Gojo Satoru, Yuji Tottori. Of course, you can get Nobasaki. Nobara. Right. Yes. So that's all available on the event right now, and of course you can get a lot of spins available. First 10 spins would be I think 450 diamonds, and of course you get the daily half diamonds off as well.
I'm going to spoil everybody.
Oh well, but don't spoil anybody on Jujutsu Kaisen, man.
Did you do it live again?
No, I just did it quite a few times.
Oh my gosh.
But jokes aside, right, ladies and gents, don't forget it's already a limited time return, and not only just that, it's also got some improvements, especially for Yuji's ultimate, right? So get yours right now. I've already secured, like, I think I've got Nobara, I got Megumi, I got...
okay, now you're just showing off. Now you're just showing off.
Skinner.
Let us go to game 2. Let's go into the draft here and see what RSG do differently in this game coming up.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
If I'm not wrong, right? Yuji Tottori right now in his ultimate, he turns into Sukuna, right?
Yeah, he is like kind of possessed by Sukuna, and you go into the domain expansion. It's kind of cool. Especially, I love it when the skins actually go in line with the characters of the heroes as well. So I'm digging that one. But ladies and gents, let's take a look at the draft once again. Pacifist will be putting RSG back in first pick. NIP Flash going in second.
Yeah, and we do see the Benedetta being taken out. And the fact that they try to ban out Lalzi as much as possible. They took out so many frontliners. And still, the Cho being a problem for them was just RSG just not having a good time, right? NIP Flash just making a statement. Now RSG, they're doing the same thing again. They're picking up Farsa. Just now, you won't have the Benedetta.
Yeah, but like there are other things that could counter Farsa. Let me see. Valentina's,
Paquito?
the Yves, the Yuzhongs. RSG is literally saying, hey, here's my win condition. I'm just gonna let you guys see it. You can just basically he's just showing it to you, right? Now NIP Flash know what kind of draft that RSG is gonna do, and we'll hope for something new coming from RSG.
You know, RSG are probably going to put CS on the Farsa. It's going to be a gold lane Farsa. But all jokes aside, we do have the Cho and the Nathan being picked up from NIP Flash.
Okay.
Nathan, of course, on Lord Vanix himself. I mean, God Vanix, as Professor Churros has put it. And Lozi would be handling the Cho as well. Fredrin would be the jungler or the EXP lane of choice from Team RSG. But we have seen that they lean it towards more for the jungler. And Roger would be the gold laner of choice. NIP Flasher, they still have the Farsa to answer for. Cho, I feel that not too good of a pick-off when it comes down to the Farsa. You want to play keep away for the Fredrin as much as possible. And Paquito would be the pick of choice.
Yep, Paquito for the side of Diablo. Interesting picks coming up from the side of NIP Flash, but however, this is somewhat similar to... This is the exact picks that RSG SG in game number 1. This says that, hey, our draft is not an issue. It's our execution. That's what Pacifist is just telling everybody right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that they did have a lot of moments in the early game, all right? They were just disrupted by Diablo's stellar play. That Petrify, it still haunts me right now. Like, who expects that out of nowhere, using the Lecto final blow to just get the space, Petrify, and just buy so much space for your team? Now Esmeralda being taken out, that might hint. I mean, they already have a Paquito, they already have a Cho, but they might add on another form of shields onto NIP Flash.
Right now, it's just, I feel like NIP Flash, that Esmeralda moment, I feel like it's just meant to kind of counter against Closer. But now RSG, this is a very smart move, taking away Kurt Teasy's Valentina. Now what you're left with? We're left with the Faramis, or if you want to go back into an old meta where it's a Farsas versus the Eve, that kind of era, yeah, the Eve is still wide open for NIP Flash to take.
Yeah, it's like, welcome to my world, right? The Farsa just holding the Feather Airstrike, the RWM from the side of Eve. You're going to see control of areas, and they're going to try and fight for these areas of control as much as possible if they do pick up the Eve. But NIP Flash, with the final ban, they will be taking out the Grok.
Yep. Brock is something that Dairy can play as well. RSG, if they really want to go for something like, if I'm looking at Dairy's picks right here, right? Like Kaja is still also kind of good because you can also Divine Judgment and then pull somebody into the Farsa's burst damage. It kind of works as well. And don't forget, the Farsa Feather Airstrike also helps Roger to burst, to do that initial burst. And that's the reason why, if you notice, CS went for mostly of a traditional Roger kind of build instead of your DPS build that we start to see in other regions as well. So it's basically RSG identifying that these two will be your main damage dealer. Fredrin will be tanking in the front, but I feel like in the previous game, RSG is lacking more front line, right? So right now, I hope they fix that problem by picking someone like a Minotaur, which is also open for the side of both teams.
Yeah, Guinevere being the choice of ban for RSG. I mean, Hades was a problem for Closer on the CC during that point of time. But still, NIP Flash, they have yet to pick up the hero of choice for Curtizi.
Yeah. But, okay, that's going to be a Barats. Yeah, secured by the side of NIP Flash. It's going to be a little bit stronger. There's an AOE kind of thing. And you also get to go into the Daytona's welcome right into the Farsa. So that's, I think, how NIP Flash wants to play. So, yeah, pretty smart coming up inside NIP Flash. NIP Flash is just saying, hey, you want to draft a Farsa first game, first pick? Don't worry. I have many ways to come to that Farsa right now.
Yeah, and with that RSG, they have 2 more picks to come through. They will have to pick up the roamer of choice and of course the EXP laner for Closer as well. I mean, Yuzong would be an extremely strong just overall pick from the side of RSG, but they have yet to see what Curtizi is playing on the mid lane. So it's going to be an extremely hard pick to just commit into.
It could be something very wild, right? Especially when NIP Flash decides to pick that one. There you go. We talk about front lines. RSG goes for a Edith on the EXP lane and the Minotaur in the roam. Exactly what you need. Making sure that you have 3 front lines for the side of RSG and protecting Farsa, making sure that Roger, once he's ready, he just jumps over the wall to deal the damage. Now, we're looking at NIP Flash right here. Where is the access towards the Farsa? Paquito, yes, it's a flank. Cho, yes, it's a dash. It's still not too bad. But I'm looking at something easier, hopefully, but I don't think they'll be going for that anymore. Now, Curtizi, what are you playing? Are you playing something that could also access the backline easily? Gushin?
No. We were all memeing and dreaming. Yeah, I mean,
I think that's a little trolly. Like, you can also go for the Eve as well to set up the box, right? But ladies and gents, it's gonna be a...
What? Oh my lord, we have the Curtizi Martis on the mid lane, bringing the Curtizi special.
My brain.
Oh, my brain just melted right here. Why do we even try to analyze NIP Flash, man?
Man, this is NIP Flash saying that they're having fun, ladies and gents. Hopefully, we give you guys entertainment. We talk about accessing the backline. Martis can basically use the second skill to just hunt through everything because he's CC immune anyways, right? And then after that, just drop the first skill, deny the Farsa from the Feather Airstrike, and there you go. That's basically what you kind of need. But yeah, they also already have the magic damage in Vanix right now. So Vanix has converted himself instead of being a gold laner, he's now the mage.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We will be bringing you guys game 2 of the grand finals. Best of 7, RSG SG versus NIP Flash.
RSG definitely need all the support right now. This is basically a good matchup in order to play around with GodZilla. But how do you play against a draft like this?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, they'll just take that first kill. Curtizi just catching him out. GodZilla really didn't expect that.
I wasn't even able to finish my sentence. And
action's gonna happen.
GodZilla got it.
We just got into the game and 1 kill has already been taken by Curtizi. I mean, Martis mid lane might be the pick of the century here, guys.
The terrible duo. One part of the terrible duo, Curtizi. Don't forget, if you're a low Z, you have the Concussive Blast as well that also adds on to the damage. I'm pretty sure GodZilla wasn't expecting that one.
And Diablo just being a menace on the top lane for this close, trying to keep the lane priority to his advantage as much as possible. And the way that Kurtizi operates on this mid lane, right? We saw him playing the Marches, we saw him playing Terizla as well. His wave clear is extremely standard and extremely well done from him. And the way that he rotates on this Marches, on this Terizla, is always to help his EXP laner. But now Diablo does not need help, so he can actually go towards Phoenix.
Yeah, Kurtizi right here. The MVP of the regular season, just reminding me back then when Team Flash had Jay, right? Basically, somebody can also play in the mid lane. RSG has to play a little bit scary right now.
Yeah, Phoenix might be in a slight bit of tiffle here, but Brayyy just hitting level 4 right there. Does have the Breezels route, and Kurtizi does choose to go for the top lane, wanting to hit the level 4 as fast as possible. Him having the decimation would mean a lot of momentum for this turtle fight, especially if he can find the pickoff onto GodZilla once again.
GodZilla level 3 should be taking to level 4 after this wave. It's all about NIP Flash wave clearing easily. Look at that. Now, RSG is a little bit slow for the count. NIP Flash can set up for the turtle.
Yeah, turtle already falling almost to 1/4, and Kurtizi going in.
Brayy's about half-life, but Hades has already taken the turtle. They've got GodZilla again, and Diablo chases him down. Derry just gets back, but Closer is caught into no man's land. He tries to onwards forward, and he tries to get on out of there. He's going to be fine.
Man, such big brain move coming off from Diablo, and I'm not being biased right here. He knows that GodZilla will be taking to level 4 and stands by for him because he knows GodZilla is gonna pop right there to set up the Feather airstrike for that. What a play coming off from NIP Flash.
Yeah, first pick, the Farsa, I dare you, says NIP Flash right here, as Kurtizi is having a whale of a game on this Marches mid lane. I'm not looking forward to my ranked matches, guys.
Farsa is actually making a comeback, by the way, ladies and gents. Right now, the meta shifted slightly as well, but how, if you are pacifist, what would you say to RSG in preparation for a Martis fighter in the mid lane? Yes, they have no range at all, so RSG should be kiting them backwards?
Yeah, an extremely hard call from the side of Team RSG. They have lost all footing for GodZilla right now. They're trying to put the eggs into...
Oh, the Den is welcome. He's going to eat him up with a feathered airstrike in return, and he's taking so much damage, and GodZilla's already down for the count. Nice four-man stun, but Derry's down. Kurtizi is as well. So they've gotten something. Hades is now running under the tower. He's going to be fine. Brayyy trying to get on out of there, but he gets pulled back with the missiles, and he gets sent back under the tower, and Brayyy goes down.
Clean plays coming off from NIP Flash. Low Z Flicker ultimate right there, kicking Brayyy right into the turrets. And man, NIP Flash, I don't know what they're doing. They're basically, you got a Cho and you got a Paquito. Both of these two are martial artists, right? If you take a look at the replay once again, it's all set up. Low Z right there, and also with the tactic of Diablo, these two martial artists make Farsa a punching bag. And then after that, Low Z comes back in for a secondary engage. This is just big brains coming off an NIP Flash right now.
Yeah, and Brayyy was just caught off guard by Lozi's play, right? You don't expect the flicker at that range. You think the Way of Dragon has already been used, but the cooldown is still available. And now the second turtle of the game will be up and running.
Yep, second turtle already up. No way RSG will try anything right there.
A sure Aura, a little off the mark. They didn't get it, but they got the turtle, and Hades will take this one closer now on the run. Brayyy trying to draw a beat onto somebody. Sure, Aura, it's going to be a little bit off the mark, and that's going to end things.
And Martis, known for being this snowball hero, right? So once NIP Flash, they do get this snowball going, and it looks like it's already going 5-1, and CS, he has a lot to answer for. Ready to win talker available, but Phoenix, he has pulled ahead in terms of net worth already.
Yeah, don't forget, Paquito is one of Diablo's signatures as well. I like the fact that NIP Flash is pulling back all these heroes. You guys thought that Diablo can only play the Khalid and the Bada. No, back in the good old days, he was playing the Benedetta, the Paquitos, the Yuchongs, the Grox. And yeah, he's just showing that, hey, I am back. And not only just that, Lozi's starting to performing on par, on form. And that's exactly what I want to see coming off from NIP Flash.
Yeah, Lozy just surprising us with this show today. NIP Flash, they have a lot to offer, and they're not pulling any stops today as they go for this mid turret here.
Yeah, it looks like they've gotten the mid T1. They're going to make the rotation to the bottom lane. Hades is now there, cutting off the end of the retreat. GodZilla's going to recall back. CS has to back off as well.
Look at Lozy and Diablo. They're looking for the punching bag right here. These two tag teams are looking for a go
nice
set.
stop. It's going to connect onto 3. And Hades, Diablo now on the run. Hades is a little bit low. Does need to be careful. Derry gets knocked up. GodZilla is going to be the first to fall. And Diablo will take credit for that one. And he punches him out, and he gets on out of there.
Diablo, just like a thief in the night. GodZilla didn't even know what was coming. Did not have the Feather Airstrike available, but still, just got punched out of thin air.
No, not only just that, that was so surgical coming up to Diablo. He knows he just needs to punch GodZilla, make him his personal punching bag, and yeah, NIP Flash win game.
Yeah, but GodZilla right now, this is the first pick Farza, right? And the fact that GodZilla is 0-4-1, not having another good game, this is a bit of a worry for me.
Yeah, it all falls down to CS right now. They would need his farm to translate.
Diablo going in for this one. He's finding CS, almost able to do it, but now Cortese has joined the fight, and he slices him down. He gets CS. He's looking to do this, and Cortese and Diablo, they both find their recall button, and they just test it out a little bit here. But Closer gets Way of the Dragon. He gets kicked back the Feathered Airstrike. Onwards keeps Closer alive. Brayyy hiding in the bush. And I think that's going to be the end. No, Lousy wants more. He's going to go for Brayyy. He's going to go for this one. Nice stop, though. That in return, Closer, though, might have been left for dead. And he does go down, and Hades will take credit for that.
And Vanek's positioning at this point is so untouched. He's left unchecked, and his team is running around rampant.
Okay.
And there's this late game, assurance in terms of Vanek. And CS, he does not have as much late game scalability as much as a Nathan.
Yeah, and imagine you're a kid in school, right? You're constantly getting bullied by this bully. And once, finally, when he realized that he's not coming for you anymore, he finds another target. CS is that other target.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. NIP Flash.
Oh, Closer, he gets flanked. He gets kicked back in with the Way of the Dragon, and Closer down, and Lalzy's making plays all over the map.
Yeah, RSG, they're trying their best to go for this macro gameplay on the bottom lane. They do get the turret. They try and form some form of macro trade, but still, Diablo is there on the duty. And GodZilla.
Oh, he goes into bird forms, transforms on out of this, but he can't save the T2. NIP Flash take the mid T2 as well. They have a lot of space.
Yeah, it's really hard for RSG to play right now. Both of the damage dealers are basically offline. They need more farm. Just look at the gold lead, 6K in the matter of 8 minutes. Still winnable for the side of RSG, I would say, going to the later parts of the game. It all boils down to GodZilla setting up really well, but you look at how NIP Flash is just playing it. GodZilla is not able to play the game at all, and they're looking for CS, and Diablo could just punch him. There's no counterplay coming up from RSG at all.
I think the best thing for RSG in this game is the fact that Diablo has the RSG emoticon.
Yeah, why not?
And now the Lord is already up and running. I feel that RSG, they have no say in this. They're just trying to get what they can, and they do get the top lane turret with trading for the Lord. RSG, they do not want to run into NIP Flash right now. And look at this.
They're looking to go for the flank, and Lalzy's up in front, finds Derry, kicks him back, he right into Cortese, and Derry trying to get out. He does the stomp, he gets knocked up, he flickers over the wall, but Cortese thought about it, he dodges the Earth Shatter from Closer. Hades is gonna join the fight. The fire missiles pulls him back into deadness. Welcome, eats him up, spits him out, and he's gross. Closer with a Feathered Airstrike, and that's gonna knock out some damage. Lousy needs to back off. Hades is as well. It looks like they've gone too far, but no, they do get in, and they find Closer. CS now on the run. He's all the way in the front lines. He doesn't need to be careful. All 5 members of NIP Flash still alive. They're looking to push on that T3 mid.
There's not a fight you want to handshake if you were RSG. Right now, Closer just commits his life over, and don't forget, his Underlord punching down top.
Oh, they're going in for this one. Lousy with a kickback. They found him. They found Derry. That's the target, but Lousy will go down in the end, but they find Brayyy as well. And the Lord is here, and they're crashing in. They've already taken the top T3. The Feathered Airstrike. Diablo goes right for him. Oh, GodZilla uses the map hacks, and he's out of there. The Lord is going to be killed in the end. The T3 mid has been taken as well. Hades is getting a little bit low. Doesn't need to be careful. Diablo with the flex. Closer now back in. He gets thrown back, and he's going to be killed. He was looking for the flex, but the deadness welcome spits back CS, and it looks like NIP Flash take game 2.
And 2-0 for NIP Flash. in less than 10 minutes. That's just a statement.
It's only just 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. NIP Flash just playing as if they're late for a wedding or something.
I mean, NIP Flash, it's just a car crash, right? It's just crashing into RSG again and again. And we talked about them just being bullies. They identified the win condition very early on. They already seen this before. Farsa, you pick it again. How dare you? We are NIP Flash. How dare you pick this again and again? And we will find a way to stop you in another fashion.
Yeah,
we picked the Martins in the mid lane.
Yeah, and not only just that, like the fact that you will expect like things like, oh, the Benedetta, which pacifist is already taken away, that was a problem. I agree. Yeah, there's also the Yuzhong that's still available. It doesn't matter because you can see how Diablo just walks up to GodZilla with a feather airstrike and just punches him right there and then.
Not really much you could do. And I mean, it was a very good game. I think it was complete control. I mean, less than 10 minutes. That's an absolutely insane game, right?
Yeah.
It very structured, understand what they did to do. But I think this was kind of won in the draft phase.
Yeah, we got to break this down, right? I mean, for the MVP, I really feel that it was Curtizi because I feel that in the early game, he did so much damage. But of course, you would think that is Diablo, right?
Diablo is just going around.
Oh,
but
no!
Apart from that, it's okay. Lozi also, if you notice, he's had been landing at least 3 to 4 man knockups. And if Diablo is not there to burst down GodZilla, there is still Lozi. There is this second factor. And like I said, in one of the earlier parts of the game, this is one of the best games I've seen from Lozi as the Cho.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the scariest Chos that we've watch this entire MPLSG. I mean, might be the only Cho that we watch this entire MPLSG, and Lozi has pulled it out. He's shown his hand, and his hand is extremely strong. His pocket aces. It's gonna be a Cho kicking you into the tower, and he gets the flicker off every single time.
Yeah, it was very clean. Some of the execution that Lozi was able to do slip on by. And this is exactly what the roster from the side of RSG was supposed to do, right? Yes, I have 3 front lines to kind of slow down the advances of the enemies, but how do you slow down Cho, where Shunpo is a CC immune thing, Diablo can come in for the flank, Martis also a CC immune, he can just cut through you, it doesn't really care anything, and GodZilla is just basically this soft underbelly from the side of RSG that was just left wide open.
Completely controlled, right? Like, his positioning, understand where he needs to do the Way of the Dragon, just to kick back, very smart. He's very aware of where everybody else is. Like, Brayyy was just barely out of position, kicks him out, right under the tower, and they end up killing him. So, plays after plays after plays allows he's been doing it all playoffs, actually.
Yep, let's take a look at the MVP highlights as well, that you get to see more of that tag team. I'm looking at this Lozi Diablo duo as well, right? Where Farsa became a punching bag, and then after that, CS became one of them. But I think this is around the mid-game parts.
Yeah, this is a mid-game where, I mean, RSG, they wanted to go for this, but Diablo going for GodZilla, that was just out of thin air, right? Diablo is just dealing so much damage, but Curtizi with that flicker, just amazing macro and micro coming out from Team Flash at this point. They are peak performance at this point.
Yeah, and that first highlight, if you saw earlier just now, that was so precise. It was almost a doctor. It was so surgical. Shutting down GodZilla, and yeah, Lozi right here, knocking up 3 members, just slowing it down, whereas Vanix just outputting damage from the backline, Hades providing that front line at the same time. Diablo could just come in anytime. It's making it so hard for RSG to basically do anything at all because they're not ready to go into the end game. They're not ready to become that late game problem.
Yeah, and with that feather airstrike, right, you once you get knocked up, once you get hit around,
this one, look at that.
It's gone. And Diablo is just having a great time just going into the feather airstrike and just beating him up. GodZilla is just not having a great game at all. Curtizi has the control immunity to just run in. And the Cho has the control immunity as well. So Farsa, you're totally answerable. All bases covered. Even Vanix himself, he has an ability to stop the feather airstrike. So every single hero can stop you.
Yeah, so I really want to see something else coming out from RSG, especially for the side of Pacifist, right? I think first pick GodZilla is a good idea in the game 1. But if it doesn't work, I think we should look at other avenues.
Yeah. But, okay, it's a best of 7. They have a little bit of time to kind of play around. Maybe they thought it was more around the players more than anything else. Just not a problem with the heroes. But we're seeing that actually... NIP Flash have the perfect counter. They know how to counter the Farsa, which is very static.
Yeah, NIP Flash just saying that, we found out your strategy the first time. I mean, we can do it once again. And they kind of perfected it, right? The game was just 10 minutes and 27 seconds. And IP Flash is putting on such a statement. Lolzy just on the show, improving just spectacularly, exponentially, to say.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the items, I guess. Right now, it's just... You can see how GodZilla is struggling to build into... I believe that's a Lightning Trunking as well. If you notice, GodZilla has constantly built into the Blood Wings. Blood Wings is a very expensive first item as well. So he needs to get a very good early game, but getting shut down at like the first few seconds of the game is definitely a painful way. He underestimated Lolzy's and also the damage coming off from Katizi. These two at the level 1, this mid duo is also going to slice and dice you to hell.
Yeah, and Closer, he did not find a game, any semblance of a game at all. He was consistently caught, consistently just found out by an IP Flash. In terms of GodZilla and Closer, right? They feel like they were the bully kids on the side of RSG, and IP Flash just identifying that they were the win conditions coming into the game, because Closer, he can soak up a lot of the damage available and then return it onto them. He does have a lot of shred through as well for Vanix to worry about, for Curtizi to worry about. So Closer was just being shut down again and again and again.
I'm just looking back at the draft in the sense where 2 games in a row, NIP Flash has denied Closer from his Esmeraldas. And you can start to see a little bit of a choke coming out from the side of RSG already. I just feel like while Brayyy is having a good time in the lower bracket finals, especially now he started to pull out his brethren. And with 2 games, yep, they literally banned away the X-Borg as usual from the side of Team Flash. Now, what can RSG do? Like, what are the other things that Closer can play? I'm looking at maybe like the Terizlas that could come out potentially, right? Coming out from RSG.
Yeah, they still have a lot of things in their pockets, right? RSG, we did see Brayyy pull out the Ling as well. There's still a possibility. It has been an available pick most of the time, but they've been into this Esmeralda for too long. Closer on the Esmeralda, Brayyy on the Esmeralda. It's too big of a flex pick, and with CS on the Roger, you have to give some form of front line, and that's why they keep picking the Fredrin. That's why they try and keep picking the Edith as well, so that CS can have the undivided jump in attention. But it feels like NIP Flash, they've figured things out. We know exactly what you're doing. So RSG is back to the drawing board for you. Can they come up with another strategy in a short period of time?
And there's a reason why the Farza hasn't really been picked too much in the league. It tended to be like a playoff special. It has definitely gotten RSG to the point where they're in this point in the grand finals. But it's just that NIP Flash were able to counter it, tremendously. Almost all of those heroes are able to kind of, move them around, kind of push them at will. And GodZilla was super uncomfortable. He doesn't want to just stand there and just kind of shoot that feathered airstrike. He has to move around, and you really don't want that as the Farza.
Yeah, it's extremely hard to deal with because, I mean, every single member of the side of NIP Flash, he could disrupt the feather airstrike as well, and they could play keep away just by themselves. The fact that Lolzy can jump in and take away the feather airstrike and get away scot-free, that just speaks a lot to say. The fact that you cannot punish him, RSG is just showing gaps in their strategy so far.
Yeah, hopefully Pacifists will be able to pull something out. This is not how you want to go in the grand finals, especially after when you've been so dominant in the playoffs in day 2 and also day 3, right? But now, yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. NIP Flash is looking solid. I think it's going to prove the casters wrong. It's going to be a 4-0 if RSG doesn't do anything right now to change up the strategy.
Yeah, but looking at another angle, right? Curtizi on the Martis mid. 100% win rate so far.
I mean, he's the MVP. Let him play.
Yeah, not only just that. Like I said when the game was ongoing, right? If you are pacifist, you're expecting something more traditional in terms of the Curtizi mage, right? But how do you prepare for a Martis mid lane? Like I said, the only way you could do is to kite to form a front line. But now your front line seems like you could just go around it or go through it.
Yeah.
That front line seems useless already.
Yeah, RSG, they do have the versatility, right? They can They can go for the versatile pick. I mean, if you're going to pick a fighter mid lane, we played GodZilla on Charizla mid lane before as well.
True,
but they were too funneled in on the idea of the Farsa on the mid lane. They chose it as a first pick. And I feel that they have to start going back to the drawing board for the banning and drafting patterns. But let's just see what Professor Churros has to say in Off the Desk.
What's going on, guys? Once again, Flash with a huge dominant gameplay in game number 2. The fact of the matter is, Cortese could pretty much play anything he wants. The Martis mid was just there just because, remember, I don't know if you guys remember in game number 1, they tried to do the same thing with Derry. Just get that early kill, get that early snowball. And this time around, in game number 2, they got an early kill onto GodZilla. It kind of seems like RSG kind of only has a couple tricks up their sleeves in terms of their drafting. So picking up the Farsa, picking up the Roger, it's pretty much a mainstay. You have 3 beefy boys just defending the CS, dealing a lot of damage. Only if GodZilla was able to deal the initial amount of burst damage coming through. Well, NIP Flash, they identified this, so picking up that Martis was able to just disrupt that backline. This was one of the first fights that just snowballed NIP's victory. This was the first turtle, and I think Jace, he mentioned this on the stream. Diablo, knowing where GodZilla is, knowing who the key targets is, and targeting GodZilla, taking him down, making him unvaluable in any situation, any point of time within this game. Taking a look at the other EXP laner, for closer though, he wants to go towards that backline. The only problem is, there is no backline. Every one member of Flash is just super beefy. You don't have Vanix in play just as of yet. You're going to the backline all alone. Derry and closer, even if they manage to take down that turtle somehow, there's no backup. Diablo taking out GodZilla was a huge, valuable win for them in that early game. You have basically 3 fighters, 1 tank protecting Lord Vanix, and this was a very long drawn out fight where Vanix was just super protected. They're playing a 4-1 composition, a very typical draft or typical synergy that Flash likes to play, especially with Diablo in that offside. He's taking out 4 members. He knows where all the vision is, and all he needs to do is tell the rest of the team where the rest of the members of RSG is. And knowing that, the rest of RSG, after the rest of Flash, so to speak, once they finish up that Lord, they're going to collapse onto them, try to get a sandwich onto anyone. Lolzy wants to identify Derry, which is a huge play for them because you need Derry to have a very good setup, or if not, just pop that flicker, burn it down before going in hand. And the rest of this is pretty much history. Flash is just crazy with this gameplay. They're going in, fight after fight. They're cycling them. As long as Vanix is alive, they're staying in these team fights, staying in these battles, and they're just making plays. They're making everything count. What I want to see for Game 3 is how RSG is able to adapt to Flash's onslaught going into the grand finals. Boys, bring us to Game 3.
Thank you very much, Churros. Especially breaking down at that one particular moment, I feel like it really goes to show the growth of Diablo and that experience. And you know, if you guys know this about Churros' background, like with the curtain and everything, seems like he's back into the office.
Yeah. I mean,
right, it does give you that kind of
He knows
feeling,
what
right?
he needs to do, and there's a reason why he's the best talent, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
he's just bringing up a
Churros.
lot of knowledge. That's why we call him Professor. I'm learning a lot even from those segments, so it's great to have him on board.
Yeah, and the way that NIP Flash, they just managed to get Game 2. I mean, we are going into Game 3. There's
right.
going to be a lot of mental factors going in. It's going to be a very long series, right? We still need 2 more games for Team Flash to bring us to the victory.
Yep.
But still, RSG, they've shown that they can fight back.
They can.
And they got out of the loser's bracket. I mean, I'm hoping that there's still some resilience left in them, and I hope that they do. Because, I mean, Brayyy, as a player, he's the only one left. He said it. And still, I believe that he can pull his team together. Just find something in that.
But this is Game 3. right? They cannot be down 0-3. This is must win for RSG.
That's right.
We were kind of on the hopes of, hey, RSG tend to lose that first game, but this is pretty much it.
I
They
feel like
have to win
that's
game
just you.
2. No, if you check out some of the regular season games,
Alright,
they lost quite a bit. Yeah, we'll check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. This is not a game, especially game number 3, this is not a game you want to lose. If you lose this one, that's it. It's going to be a 4-0 instant steamroll, which is, I think, would not look really kind of nice if you want to go down the history books like that. But of course, apart from that, ladies and gents, you know what could help us as well is to just send us some feedback via the QR code, and we'll take a look at all your feedback. And of course, if you're thinking that Holler is very handsome, you can hit him up as well at Holler TV. If you think Moment is also very handsome, you can hit him up at Poto.
Oh yeah, thank you. If you think Jace is very
No,
handsome,
no, I don't think so.
you can hit him up at Jace Cast.
And I think especially if you happen to, of course, happy Father's Day. If
That's
you happen to
right.
be a single father, we do have Moment and of
Here we
course
go again.
Jace. And we have Churros, all 3 eligible bachelors for you, single dads.
Yeah, it's like we are being sold on to deadline right here. But
Yeah.
of course, we're going into game 3, right?
That's right.
RSG versus NIP Flash. It's still extremely on the fence for them.
Yeah,
On the fence.
it's not over, right? I think that there's a little bit of an issue. Like there's a little sense of urgency that needs to happen from RSG. But let's change it up with the draft. I think with one big change up, I think that they'll be in a fine spot.
I feel that RSG, they still have a lot in their arsenal to say, because they have shown a lot in the regular season against other teams as well. They're not this one-dimensional team that needs to go for the Farsa no matter what.
why?
But they do it again.
Why?
Ladies and gentlemen, they do it again.
This is the 3rd time in a row. Strike 3. Do I need to quote Albert Einstein again? Farsa first pick.
We're going for round 3, ladies and gentlemen. Farsa again. And most likely piloted by GodZilla, of course. Do we see the same strategy out of NIP Flash? I mean, are they trying to run out NIP Flash's strategies here? Like, you deal the Farsa so much, you condition them, and somehow you change things up.
I mean, this is not MK Ultra, but like, it's like, why? This is already the 3rd game. Remember how we set it up. This is a game that RSG cannot afford to lose. But you go in for Farsa first pick again. What is NIP Flash going to do? Exactly repeat the same drop, and not only just that, maybe add a little bit of a flavor. NIP Flash being a chef right now, just adding a salt right now. It's Diablo on the Esmeralda, a nod over to closer.
Yeah, and RSG, will they go for the Roger once again for CS in this 1v1 matchup? Roger, theoretically, he does better against Nathan in the early stages of the game, level 1 to level 3. You do have a lot of jump. You do have a lot of kill potential. But RSG, do they still go for the same strategy once again as we fall to these last 2 picks?
I really want to take a look at the book that what Pacifist has. It feels like right now, RSG is probably going to, drop the Fredrin Roger again if they're going to back on that one. Okay, a little bit of change. Roger, but it's going to be a die-off. Would it be on Brayyy or would it be on Closer?
Yeah, it's still a very much flexible pick from the side of Team RSG. I mean, you were saying about the book, right? From Pacifist. I feel that there's only one thing in that book, and it says
Farsa.
Pick Farsa.
It's highlighted, it's underlined, and it's circled.
It's bolded, underlined, italics, pick Farsa. But for NIP Flash, they've been showing us really a show, right?
Yeah, this is basically NIP Flash saying, hey, you want to go for Farsa first pick? Here are 3 ways that I can deal with the Farsa. This is just basically NIP Flash flexing. They don't even go back to the same drop. They just have a little bit of ways of doing it. Okay, fine, that's going to be a Cho going to the side of Lozy. But, I mean, the main ingredient still stays. We deny the Farsa from the Feather Airstrike.
Yeah, and Lozy's fingers are warm after that game too. It's going to be extremely scary to watch his Cho on the game 3 as well. And now we do have the 2 bans from NIP Flash. I mean, Dairoff, extremely flexible. Do they go for the EXP lane ban right here? And they do take out the Matilda. I mean, fearing it from Derry is an extremely reasonable ask because Derry, he's very strong on so many different heroes now. He's so versatile, and he has really evolved as a player indeed.
Yeah, I remember back then when Derry, I mean, back in a few seasons ago, season 3 he debuted, and until this day, this is the first time that he has graced the grand final stage. Usually he stays around the 5th or 6th position, right? And I feel Derry, in terms of mechanics, he has it. In terms of the macro, he also has it, and he also has the voice, which as a roamer, you need to really speak up and tell everybody to look at me. But RSG right now, banning away the Nolan.
Banning away the Nolan. Hades, of course, we know him as a man of many tricks. The Guinevere would be still available this game. I mean, Hades, he can play the Hellcurt as well. Don't discount that. We saw that being such a menace in the regular seasons and of course in the playoffs as well.
Okay, yep, looking at the draft once again from a third-party point of view, I don't know why I say I'm third-party when I'm already a third-party. From a fourth point of view, right, I just took a step back and take a look again. Fine, this Dart was definitely going into the EXP lane, going up against Esmeralda, unless NIP Flash want to vary it a bit and pull an Esmeralda jungle so that he doesn't really meet the Dyrov at all.
And the Fanny being taken out for Hades, I mean, they're really going with this assassin route here. But the Guinevere, yeah, we were talking about it being the pick for Hades. 100% win rate so far.
A bit of a back pat onto Vanix right there. Hopefully they're not doing something weird this time. Don't forget, this last pick in the previous game was a Martis mid lane. Wonder what NIP Flash can pull out this time.
And RSG, I mean, they should be stumped at this point, right? Drafting and banning patterns all thrown out the window. They're just playing for themselves at this point. Keep to the strategy, keep to what we know, and try to win NIP Flash our way. They cannot get wrapped up in NIP Flash's momentum. They cannot get wrapped up into tempo at all. And they will keep falling shorter and shorter. And Alpha would be the pick of choice. I mean, we know Brayyy on the Alpha, extremely methodical.
Minotaur, maybe next coming out from the side of RSG, perhaps. Something that you can basically deny an enemy to jump onto Farsa, but that feels like a checkmate love from Diablo. NIP Flash probably smelled that from a mile away.
And yeah, we have the jackpot right now. What would Curtizi play today? Is it going to be a Martis once again? Is it going to be a Terizla? It's going to be a Paquito mid lane.
Or a Nathan mid lane, because don't forget that could also be viable, and Vanix could play something else, maybe like a carry that could shred through the Minotaur, but we shall see. NIP Flash right now, I'm just gonna leave it up to, I'm just gonna stop analyzing at this point. I'm just gonna leave it up to Adamir what he's gonna be able to cook up.
Yeah, it's turning off our brains at this point because NIP Flash, they've been frying them dry, and they do pick up the Paquito. So yeah, Esmeralda
in the mid lane.
Yeah, Hades on the Guinevere. Yeah, would be jungling on the Guinevere. Lozy on the Cho, Vanix on Nathan, and we see the Dyrov is going to the EXP lane, given that the fact that, you know, Alpha on Brayyy is really just goes hand in hand.
Right now, take a look at it. Man, he's gotten the regular. There's a reason why he is a regular season MVP, man. He's just throwing everything. He stopped playing his regular Valentina, the Eves and whatnot. Ugh, that's so regular season. Now there's a playoffs flavor. He's wearing a new dress, a new suit as well. This time around going in the Esmeralda in the mid lane. But once again, NIP Flash, not a lot of range. They have to balance that out.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We head on into Game 3 to the Land of Dawn. NIP Flash versus RSG SG. Who will take this game?
Ladies and gents, once again, I don't know, man. If you're GodZilla right now, you have to be careful. Respect. Oh, Lozy, there you go. Don't go there. Go back.
Yeah, go back. You don't want to fight against Cho, right? Lozy, we saw his Cho and like, yeah, maybe it's not that good, but yeah, he proved us wrong.
Yep. I love how Curtizi decides to take the Esmeralda instead, because you don't want the lane against a Dyrov right off the bat. Or it could be calculated, right? You bait the enemy to pick into a Dyrov, and then after that, you draft something that Dyrov cannot deal with. Maybe a Paquito, where you could just, outmaneuver the Dyrov during the laning phase.
And the fact that Lozy is placing so much priority on this gold lane right here, given the fact that they did not get the first blood on the mid lane, he will be in a bit of trouble, but no damage, no key damage being taken.
Okay, Alpha going, Brayyy this time around going for the Alpha. Brave Smite is also selected as well. If you look at the emblems from closer, This is a very aggressive one, actually. In fact, Diablo mimicking
Oh,
the
they're going
same
to go
one
for
as
this
well.
one. Diablo under tower. He does have the flicker, but he walks into GodZilla, and GodZilla will get first blood. This is quite a bit of a change from the last game.
Yeah, RSG looking like a different team right now. They are still resilient. They are still keeping strong, ladies and gentlemen. We might have a game on our hands, but CS...
He's getting gone on here. CS getting very low. He gets chipped down, and Hades will take credit for that. Nice rotation, but Lalzi getting bursted by Brayyy. Did not expect that.
Yeah, and not only just that, right? Right now, all of a sudden, RSG seems like they're getting control back in the game. This is exactly what I want to see, right? Like, and if you see Hades just sidestepping these turrets around CS, CS didn't even bother to burn the Purifier. I don't think it's maybe because Hades wasn't able to also catch CS on the knockup himself. Now, Turtle Fight ensues.
Turtle Fight, Feathered Airstrike just to zone it out. Lalzi's looking for the go, but Hades can't get over the wall. Brayyy will take the turtle. Cortese getting a little bit low. Lalzi's on the wrong side of this. He's going to be killed, and Hades going back in. He does have a stun, and he gets a knock up onto Brayyy. He does get the kill with a spatial migration. Cortese running around. He's still very tanky. Dairy's still with the stomp. And it looks like Diablo wants to go in. Closer dashes back over the wall.
Yep. Sacrificing one person for the turtle, I think RSG is still able to cut their losses, right? As long as they don't lose too much, the game is still kind of equal right now.
And Closer, despite the fact that they got the first spot on Diablo, he's
Closer.
not level 4 during the turtle fight. And Closer taking a lot of damage here.
I mean, he's slightly down in terms of the level as well, but Diablo will just chip the tower. Don't think he's going to actually make any real headway on that. But, I mean, let's talk a little bit about Vanix and CS in the top lane, right? We've seen this time and time again, but there's a slight advantage for Vanix.
It's a lot of advantage. If you look at that, there is no gold plating.
Dairy gets kicked back in, and it looks like the Feathered Airstrike is going to be on top, but Lalzi's going to be the first to fall. Brayyy will get credit, but now he's in a bad spot. He gets knocked up as well. Hades doing a lot of damage on him. Brayyy and Hades continuing on. Who's the better jungler? I don't really know, but Cortese, he does catch him out. Diablo will get credit. He says, thank you, ex-teammates.
Yeah, Diablo getting the killing blow right there. You can see the micro decision coming up on Lozi, right? Just
the
holding
push
on.
back. Diablo finds Dairy, but he gets back under tower, playing it dangerously.
Yeah, this draft, I think, guys, RSG, this draft is exactly what GodZilla needs. Someone that could hold down the front. Something like Brayyy with the ultimate, right?
And now CS will be challenged on the top lane. I mean, we see
The Feathered Airstrike. Cortese on the run. He spatial migrations back. He does have his friend Lalzi there, but now here's his buddy as well. They're going to disengage.
Yeah, we do see that they put a lot of focus onto CS this game from the side of NIP Flash. They're banking on Vanix getting extremely fat this game, and once he gets his key items, once they're online, NIP
they're going to
Flash will
go?
fight.
Oh, Cortese getting very low. Brayyy almost got the pick off. He does have level 7. Hades walking into this one. Realizes that the turtle might be happening. Dairy? Oh, he dodges that one. Hades is fine. But now it looks like Dairy's going to start the turtle.
RSG is not playing this tightly. They're just throwing out ultimates and hoping something catches.
The Feathered Airstrike zoning him away, but it's going to be, hey, we're going to maybe trade the turtle for that tower. But Vanix not able to get it yet. He's going to wait for the next minion. They do get that one, so they got something in return.
They do get the turtle, and they did go on CS on the top lane. I said that they were trying to put as much focus onto CS, making sure he does not get the farm. Now he does not have the Purify. The Way of the Dragon has been used from Lozi as well, but he will have it shortly off cooldown. So there is a key pocket in timing for NIP Flash.
Yep. A bit of switcheroo in terms of the items. GodZilla went for the NOD instead. Trying to hold down the healing from the side of Cortese.
Doesn't be careful. Cortese, the Feathered Airstrike is right on top, but with Brayyy, they have the damage and they have the burst. He's going to be going down. Now Dairy makes his way to the top lane. Nice stomp over the wall. Dairy trying to find it, but it looks like it's just going to clear the area for that top T1. Brayyy is joined as well. Hades tried to go back in. Lalzi thought about it, but CS gets the tower, and Brayyy might have gone too far, and Vanix is going to get credit for that kill. Hades limps away as well as Lalzi.
Yeah. RSG was able to push up top, right? And not only just that, there was a nice play coming up from
Diablo, they're sending the house and they find him, and GodZilla with another kill. And this is turning into a different game, but Dairy does fall.
Still keeping things extremely even. 16K net worth from both teams. Only a 200 slight goal advantage for NIP Flash at the moment. But in terms of map control, they have opened up equal parts of the map right here. Top lane, one turret to one turret. And only 2 trolls from the side of Team RSG, right? But still, NIP Flash, they've been trying to funnel the farm onto Vanix as much as possible. And
they're going for the gank. They found Lousy, goes in for this one. They want GodZilla, and they do kill him. GodZilla with the most damage in the game thus far, but Brayyy goes in. He does get the kill onto Lousy, but Brayyy now gets sniped out. Vanix gets the double. CS is down as well, and NIP Flash. Cortese does go down. Derry's going to be killed.
Whoa.
Closer, as well as Derry and NIP Flash come out with a team wipe.
RSG poured everything right there, but they are the one that got wiped out. Man, Vanix, that positioning though, nobody from the side of RSG can touch him.
Yeah, and that was why they wanted to funnel the farm onto Vanix as much as possible on the marksman player. And the fact that Vanix can't put himself in that situation, why he has that so much farm in the first place, is because Lozy was prioritizing top all the time, making sure the purification is being used from the side of CS.
Lousy goes in. Oh, he gets the way of the dragon, kicks him away though, but Closer, he gets bursted, and Vanix with yet another kill. That's his 5th of the game.
And not only just that, if you deny the die-off in the early game, he's not going to be anything at all. He's just going to be a walking minion by now, and
Diablo, everybody wants him. The feathered airstrike as well. They killed GodZilla, so they got something. Not the worst thing in the world for Diablo.
And the Smeralda would be an extreme issue to deal with, but they have so many problems right now for RSG. First, they were trying to handle Cortese, they were trying to handle Diablo, which they're doing a good job of. But there's another problem that just surfaced, which is Vanix, and Vanix has not been answered for so far.
Lousy goes in, gets the way, the dragon kicks back Derry. He's gonna get bursted, and Vanix with yet another one, but Brayyy now focusing it. Vanix doesn't be careful, he entropies back. No, he doesn't get out. He goes down as well as Lousy. Brayyy wants to go for Hades. He's chasing him away. Diablo's now gonna join, and that might be too much at this point, and Brayyy does disengage.
Right now, RSG versus NIP Flash. RSG is turning this into
Brayyy
a
goes right back
brawl.
in. Cortese, he's being focused, but he's very tanky. Brayyy just kind of playing with him.
Man, RSG is just throwing bodies at the problem right now. Yes, we can't solve them with strategy. We're just gonna unga bunga and just ignore every IQ that we have, and we go 8 mode. We go and throw bodies at NIP Flash.
And Brayyy just exceeding the farm in terms of him versus Hades right now. 6,000 compared to 4.5.
Oh, they're going in for this one. Lousy, they have him the way of the dragon, kicks back Brayyy, and he says, "Hiya!"
Yeah, Lozy proving to be the answer for Brayyy right
there. Oh,
there.
Derry, they found Hades. They get the kill. CS will take that one. CS is now on the run. Derry's been killed, and Diablo finds him in return. So that's not the worst trade in the world.
Really not the worst trade in the world, but NIP Flash looking like the winners of it. 3-1, losing Hades for 3 kills in return. And Vanix, he did get shut down by Dyroff, but this Dyroff, he's not been answering so much, right? He's not shown that much map presence, despite the fact that Brayyy has been going in again and again.
Yep, and no, it's just because he doesn't really have any map presence at all. It's just because he was shut down in the earlier parts of the game. Diablo was just punching left, right, center, allowing him to do everything. If Closer wants to get into Closer with Diablo could just dash away. Right now, just NIP Flash just maneuvering around this roster to a great success right now. And look at that, Vanix just uses the ultimate, show where he is, and he doesn't need to pull. And you see how RSG just scatter like a wind.
And Vanix, he's in prime position to engage here if he wishes to do so. But Diablo is way far away from his team. Hades just showing some recalls there in the enemy jungle.
You gotta test it out. It doesn't even
make
work.
Sure that
I don't
doesn't
know,
break.
this button.
Yeah, you need the recall button, right? Make sure it doesn't break. You never know one day if it actually breaks on you.
They should set max
Lousy
limit.
gets away with the dragon onto Derry, finds him with the feathered airstrike, but Derry's already been killed. Lousy now on the run. He's going to be sniped down by CS. They do get the kill on that. So they got the return, but now Cortese's getting a little bit low. Doesn't need to be careful. Hades still up in front. Brayy's going to deal with this. He really wants Cortese, and he does get him, and Brayyy will take that.
Yeah, but then there's a Lord also marching down top, right? RSG needs to go and fix the waves. NIP Flash, yes, these are 2 members.
Oh, they found him. The knockup. They've got Brayyy in return. Brayyy, you get something, you get a little overconfident, and then you get blown up here. But Diablo in again with a knockout strike, and Diablo with the flex.
Can you stop looking so good, Diablo, man?
Oh my god. Diablo has done it again. GodZilla just got destroyed into thin air.
Yeah, I thought GodZilla was supposed to be the monster, but turns out no. Diablo is just punching him down once again, making him his personal punching bag. And now NIP Flash is threatening the base of
Terry,
RSG.
once again, Hades getting chipped down. He doesn't need to be careful. Lousy keeps him alive. Actually, with the Derry going down, Vanix, he's just blown him up, and he gets closer as well. And Vanix, so much damage. Diablo, half-life, feathered airstrike. He connects on to 2, though. It looks like they're going to back off. Vanix does need to be careful. He dodges most of it. Cortese's still up in front. Do they want to go? Brayyy tries to go for this. He gets his ex-teammate in Diablo. Now Brayyy dodges the spatial migration. Brayyy continues to stand up in front. He wants to fight, but he's going to go down, and Vanix with just too much damage. He's gotten Brayyy as well as CS, and now they're marching down.
Yeah, Brayyy being the only sign of life for Team RSG right here. NIP Flash, they are falling a bit low though. Derry and GodZilla, they're still alive in the base. They don't have enough creeps to
Feathered
take
airstrike.
away
Hades
the
doesn't
base.
need to be careful. Vanix, he's like, okay. GodZilla actually was scared. He's gonna I'm gonna abort mission because Vanix is gonna kill me.
Yep. 2 members down, 2 turrets, 2 lanes open for the side of RSG. This is the worst way you want to go out right now if you were RSG right here. Looking at the items, it's just look at the amount of gold that Vanix has racked up from himself. Going in full on damage. Holy Crystal and also Divine Glaive follow up with Wind of Nature, something to kind of deny what CS can do. And I don't know, man. RSG, the only way they can do is use the fact that they have the high ground
Derry with a
the
nice
feathered
two-man
airstrike.
stomp. Derry at about half-life already, the feathered airstrike, but it's not actually hitting the Lord. And Lousy knocks him up, and Hades takes the Lord. And it looks like NIP Flash again in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, they will have to disengage your RSG. They do not want any part of this. They want to hold in the base as much as possible. Keeping all 5 members alive is still a win for RSG right now.
Like I said, it feels like NIP Flash is just playing as if they're late for their own wedding this time. RSG right now, you gotta have to ask the question, what's going on? Like, is this how you want to do Grand Finals?
Oh, Brayyy finds Diablo, but Brayyy is going to be killed with the feathered airstrike. It doesn't really matter. The way of the dragon kicks back Derry. They're going to burst him out. Vanix is on point. GodZilla is next on that list. That's a double kill thus far. And now they want more. They've got closer. They've got the base, and they've gotten game 3.
3-0 is the score in the favor of NIP Flash. Ladies and gents, RSG, you gotta have to check up on them because NIP Flash is knocking on the doors of MPL Singapore Season 7's Grand Finals.
Yeah, NIP Flash, they are taking names and kicking ass, right? That's what they're doing right now, and they're doing such a good job with the show on Vanix as well. I mean, they're taking turns in becoming the MVP. I feel that Vanix was the key momentum all around. All eggs were on the same basket. They were on the Vanix basket, and it just pulled through.
Scary. Scary at this point. I'm wondering what else they can do at this point. I mean, maybe they pick Farza in game 4? Yeah. Maybe that will work?
Yeah, maybe Farza will work against game 4.
I think you guys are insane.
Well, it seems to be their strategy going into this one. We've seen this fail 3 times. I think they need to change it up. Or they're going for the full, the storyline, right? We're going to go down 0-3. We're going to do the reverse sweep.
Yeah, it's going to work no matter what. But, I mean, I feel that, for NIP Flash, they just did an extremely good job of prioritizing farm onto Vanix. And Vanix just really pulled through. And, of course, he is our MVP for the game 16-1.
Guys, by the way, average GPM, if you're doing good, you're 800. The 800 GPM per minute, gold per minute. That's your average. If you're doing good, you're above 800. This guy is 1,000 GPM per minute, guys. He's been farming heroes.
And the thing is, he did get all the gold plating on the early game as well. Before 5 minutes, getting a goal, all the gold plating in a professional game at the grand finals of MPL Season 7. Oh my God.
It's tough. RSG has nowhere but to look up right now because NIP Flash is threatening that trophy right in the middle of the stage, ladies and gents.
And even if you ban out the nation, right? Even if you ban out Vanix, even if you try to ban out Vanix, what can you do? NIP Flash, they have such versatility in terms of stepping up, in terms of individuality, in terms of team synergy. I mean, Diablo has shown that his Benedetta is a force to be reckoned with. Paquito as well. So you can put him on anything. And meanwhile, they have Vanix in the background.
I mean, the only feedback I can give Vanix is the fact that he only got a 77% kill participation. It should be at least 80 to 90%, I would say.
Come on, Asian Dad.
Come on, Dad.
I know it's Happy Father's Day, but like you don't need to do him dirty like that. 77% KP on a gold lane is actually kind of high as well.
And look at that first blood being taken. I mean, we did see a lot of early moves out of RSG right here. They were going for so much on the mid lane, so much on the bottom lane, and given the fact that Vanix was able to keep this great positioning, not being focused at all, getting the double kill here, just accelerated him even further. And Derry, I mean, this was the wipeout that we saw, right? The 5 people down for RSG, and afterwards it was extremely hard for them to recover. Closer just not having a good time at all. Early game being taken out by Diablo, just getting punched in the face over and over. Signs of a comeback over here, but still, Lawzy with the Way of the Dragon, just Brayyy getting caught out again and again.
Yeah, you open up with a feather airstrike once again, and Lawzy just beelines towards you. If it's not Lawzy, it is Diablo. If it's not Diablo, like look at that. Flickers for that one. Takes the damage from CS and taking it like a champ.
Yeah, and Hades, we were identifying that Brayyy had so much farm ahead of Hades at this point, but still, it does not matter because they're going for the bigger picture. And they did so well in terms of locking down one by one. The Astral Migration into the Violet Requiem. Just being knocked up again and again. Then the Cho would come through. Meanwhile, Vanix is behind all along, just shooting the circles. Yeah, great time.
I'm pretty sure that's not what he's doing. Let's not do that. That was very uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, I can feel that as well. But ladies and gents, let's take a look at the items once again. Athena shield for the side of Vanix. Yep, you have to deal with GodZilla, but you can look at GodZilla's items, right? If you notice, at the very least in this one, RSG in the early game feels like they have a little bit of chance because GodZilla has switched up his items just a little bit, prioritizing on the NOD to deal with Curtizi. But once Curtizi has the Oracle, it's just like, yeah, I can tank and I can heal for days. And now the attention is shifted away from Curtizi, away from Diablo, and now onto Vanix, right? And Vanix, by the way, 3 games in a row, he's been playing the Nathan. RSG wasn't able to touch him at all because nobody from the side of RSG can get close towards Vanix. The only one that I can see from the side of RSG is perhaps Brayyy, right? Gap close with the ultimate and then go on in. And you can also start to see that once RSG, once closer, is not having a very good early game, he's basically just another member.
Yeah, just running around, not able to find any key pickoffs, despite being the Dyrok, despite having so much damage available. Derry, we did see him land a lot of Minoan Furies as well, but it did not matter in the hands of NIP Flash because they went for the bigger picture. They went for the macro game, the target prioritization from Lawzy to just focus on the top lane. He's 0-5. Doesn't matter. He has that 10 assists because he just enables Vanix so much in this game, making sure that he has a great game against CS. That purification is always being used because Lawzy is there threatening him at all times. And CS, he has to watch his back no matter what. And that form of, just making sure he's conditioned to think that Lawzy is somewhere behind him, CS has to play so safe. He cannot take a safe 1v1 versus Vanix anymore. And NIP Flash, they've shown 3 different styles of gameplay towards this Farsa pick.
Yeah.
First game, we're going to do something.
You're basically using the same lock again when NIP Flash can just unlock you with 3 different keys.
Second game, we're going to do something.
All right? This is why it's just I hope going into game number 4, RSG picks something else.
Game 4, we're going to pick the Farsa again.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. It's funny that you're talking about Farsa being like this lock. It's like difficult to open. I actually think it's not even like that. It's like a door that's already halfway open and then NIP just like walk in.
Yeah, but the best part is...
they're having free reign at him.
Correct. And the best part is they found out 3 different ways to walk in through that open door.
Yeah,
they found 3 different keys to unlock the same lock.
Yes.
Maybe they pick Farsa, but the key factor right now, it's maybe Cho and Nathan. Yeah, they ban it out.
You know what RSG need to do? They need to ban the Farsas themselves so they can't. That's next level, right?
That's what I would do in my rankings. But, okay, we joke. We can sneer a little bit, but look. The items coming out from NIP Flash, also the emblems, it just goes to show that they have a dominant lead in the early game as well. Just take a look. Yes, early game Turtle goes over to the side of RSG, but once NIP Flash got the items for the side of Vanix, it just unlocks everything, right? Now all of a sudden, you doesn't get really much orange buff and purple buff because it's constantly given over the side of NIP Flash.
Yeah, and RSG, they did their best to draft against NIP Flash. I mean, in the first few games, we saw that Lolzy's choices for the roam were being taken out one by one, and they picked up the Minotaur for themselves as well. Despite the fact that he showed the Cho already, they still gave over the Cho to NIP Flash as well, and he has been playing that for the previous 3 games. Maybe it's time to ban it out. Maybe it's time to take that out of his hero pool, bring him back to his non-comfort zone. I mean, put him somewhere.
I kind of want to see them go back to their the original draft of like Roger with Brayyy. You know, you had the Terizla, GodZilla mid. You had you know, the Moskov CS. Like that was kind of, that draft made a little bit more sense to me because it's kind of like running at you, right? It's a much better draft and you would have a much better chance.
Exactly. Like Moskov was not picked at all. It wasn't banned at all, right? And CS could have picked up the Moskov for himself, and it's something that you can use to kind of deal with the Vanix as well because you have splash damage.
Yeah, in terms of comfortability, I mean, it feels like they were trying to go for a kind of a brawly gameplay. They wanted to play around Dyrov. They want to play around Brayyy as much as possible. We saw Brayyy just kept initiating, throwing bodies again and again. It looked like they were on the cusp of a comeback. But behind all that, the macro gameplay was just not enough to pull them through. NIP Flash, they just made the better decisions at that period of time. They knew that Vanix would have the later scalability in terms of just the late game damage. Vanix just being on this nation just presented so much problems.
Asian Dad, hold on, just take a look. 77% from the side.
Unacceptable. Are you my son?
No, he's the highest.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you don't have an A, what are you doing? At least 90%. Stop wasting my time, son, Vanix.
Oh my!
Happy Father's Day to me.
Anyways, ladies and gents, it's a really tough gearing finals if you're on the side of RSG SG. RSG SG really need to figure out something right now because going for first pick is not working out. Maybe go into second pick. All right, something new, something different.
Please.
Yeah, something different indeed. And let's just see something different coming out from Professor Churros and Off the Desk.
Once again, guys, Flash has shown us time and time again very interesting ways to draft. And I think it's just because they're facing up against the same lineup that RSG has been throwing towards them in Game 1 and Game 2. This Game 3, I thought like, okay, maybe RSG might have learned their lesson. It's not working out. Let's change things up by... Instead of changing the Farsa and the Roger, they changed up, okay, let's put Brayyy back into the alpha and let's get that Dyrov. It kind of feels to me like in that draft and just watching as a spectator, it's just very tunnel vision, very micro-focused, like Closer just wants to win the lane against Diablo. And that was the major downfall within the entirety of that draft. Now let's talk about the Esmeralda mid. Basically, your mid lane's job is to clear your wave and then just support your side waves. The Esmeralda does that perfectly because you have an exceptional wave clear. You are able to rotate fast with your S1. You're able to just jump in, especially once you hit your power spike with your falling star moon, you have sustain. And basically, in the eyes of Flash, you don't really need a secondary damage dealer because Lord Vanix is the primary and the secondary damage dealer after all. You've got 4 friggin' fighters in the lineup of Team Flash protecting Vanix. And this worked out perfectly for them. And this was that fight. And if you notice, the gold difference was just very minimal. Flash was a little bit behind because RSG definitely has the early game, especially when you're playing that Dyrov up against a Esmeralda and a Paquito. The Dyrov and the Elf is definitely going to have an easier time. But riding on that snowball, they want to go for this fight. I was watching this time and time again. With all metrics, though, RSG shouldn't have lost this. This was the decision that Brayyy had to make. Go for the Vanix a little bit under the tower and facing the Wrath of Diablo, or go for Lolzy, secure that kill, and maybe sacrifice myself because the rest of my team are coming in. But we all know how this story ends. Vanix just completely untouched, unhinged, going ham and gets a huge wipeout that snowballed his gold economy, that snowballed Flash into the later stages of that game. Just like that, that's 3,000 gold lead for the side of Team Flash and up ahead RSG. There's nothing much that RSG could do right now because you have a lot of lanes open. You're completely wiped out. And this was that last fight that took them all. Notice how Flash likes to play that 3-2 kind of composition. You have Diablo on the offside. Cortese are able to go into that the top or the bottom lane to support whoever. But it kind of seems like Brayyy is in his mental state. He wants to get a one-on-one fight up against Diablo, but he forgets that this is a grand final competition. He goes for it. Cortese jumps in to support Diablo. GodZilla pops his ultimate, and the rest of Team Flash just completely supporting Vanix. It's a macro versus micro play that RSG has to deal with, and once they pop all their ultimates, that's the call. Lozy goes in. There's nothing that can disrupt the wrath of Vanix, and I'm so excited to see how they perform in game number 4. Lots of changes. One more game to the doors of MSC for Team NIP Flash, but will RSG be able to make that comeback story that they so desperately need? Boys, on to you.
A lot of emotions right now for me because RSG might potentially just not be able to get a game off of NIP Flash. It's already looking 3-0. Team Flash just showing their prowess right here, and it's really strong.
Yep.
But RSG, I feel that they have a lot of versatility. I feel that they are an extremely good team as well, but not working out for them.
Yeah, don't forget, NIP Flash, they were the first team that broke history in Season 5, where it was usually a Bleed Esports versus RSG Grand Finals. Team Flash came in as player number 3. All right. After that, they won RSG in its fullest form last season. And now, this hero has started to suddenly grow into this villain in MPL Singapore within just 1 season.
Yeah,
they were just not playing the fullest. During the regular season, they're just playing around.
Yeah, it seems like a man among boys, so to speak. They've been completely dominant. You can throw anything at them in terms of the draft. They've been very, very smart with how they've been playing. Like they're very well coached as well, right? And it's difficult to see them up against the other teams because they're just so good. Like, how do you stop NIP Flash?
Yeah, even Lozy has to apologize for stumping.
Yeah, I mean,
during the video.
It's just going to be...
That's a bit of a flex, though. I mean, let's be...
Yeah, I'm sorry for stomping you, right? But now that's the case. How do we deal with this villain Team Flash?
It's going to be up to RSG right now. They've been up against them. Game 1, Game 2, Game 3. They know their patterns in and out. I mean, you've been playing against them so long in this regular season. It's been a grueling 4 weeks for them. And now in this culmination, in this conclusion over here, there's going to be a lot of familiarities, a lot of patterns. And you need to draw all the experience right now into this draft.
Yep.
You got to put everything. And all the RSG fans out there, you have to invest your hopes in them.
Definitely, RSG fans, if you're listening right now, they need your love. Send them the love. Send them the cheers as well. RSG, this is not how you want to exit stage left. At least put up a good fight against the villains.
Yeah, I need RSG to win because of the fact that, selfishly, my own predictions would be correct because I predicted 4-1. So for that reason, RSG need to take at least 1 game.
Me too.
I need 2 more. Or 2. Yeah, but ladies and gents, onto the draft we go. Please, no first week passer.
I mean, we would never know what to expect coming out from this draft. So far, we do see the standard bans coming out from NIP Flash, the Kadita, Spork, and now RSG, the meta. Yes, Holler, he has talked about it. Farsa would be the ban for RSG as well, taking out the Farsa.
The ban of Farsa for themselves. And not only just that, RSG switch over to the other side. First pick goes over to NIP Flash. That will secure the Nathan for themselves.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Vanix on the Nathan so far has been doing extremely well, but RSG going hard and fast, playing the Charizla and the Esmeralda. We were talking about it. That strategy that nearly worked out extremely well for them. And they took a game out of NIP Flash, right, with that strategy.
Yeah, but don't forget, Charizla can be flexed into closer. Esmeralda can be used by Brayyy as well. So RSG, there's a lot of wiggle room for them to play with.
Yeah, and that just opens up a lot of gaming space for them. And this looks like a much better outlook coming out from RSG right now in terms of just banning and drafting alone. So NIP Flash, they will have a lot of things to answer for because RSG, with this similar lineup, with this Esmeralda, with the GodZilla, in the fullest form of NIP Flash, RSG, they did get a game out of it.
Now, do you go for the Dyrov pick coming off of NIP Flash, right? Dyrov can counter the Esmeralda, but you saw how NIP Flash doesn't really care about the Esmeralda at all. Doesn't really care about the Dyrov at all. They just bypassed him like a bit of a pebble in a stream, right? Now, NIP Flash goes for the Tigreal. Don't forget, RSG has been constantly banning the Tigreal for 3 games in a row. Lozy Snap picks that up.
Yeah, and I mean, RSG, they were up against Tigreal in this exact same lineup. They did have to answer for it, so it might be a winning strategy for Team RSG here, but NIP Flash, they've been studying them, they've been watching them since the loser bracket finals, and of course, they've had time to readjust their strategies.
I feel like right here, if RSG, you have to go for the Moskov. Something that you're more confident, something that CS has performed before, but instead of that bigger Grok that Dairy can play. So at the very least, this Grok is going to be important to kind of disrupt the combo coming off from Tigreal, and it allows you access to the backline where Vanix is.
Yeah, and it's so hard for RSG to ban out things here, right? Because we've seen Curtizi play the Martis on the mid lane, so it's whether you want to ban out the mage or not, they still do it anyway. The Valentina, of course, a very big threat, given the fact that you can steal out the penalty zone, and now the Moskov taken out of the pool.
Yeah, I was talking about that Moskov would be really good for the side of RSG, but instead NIP Flash identified that, took it away. And now RSG is going to go back on a CS Roger. He's been playing it for 3 games in a row right now. Don't forget, this is a best of 7. It's not your regular best of 5, best of 3 or best of 5, right? So the mental fortitude coming out from RSG is starting to crack. You see CS and closer. Yes, there were subs back in RSG, and yes, it's okay for a bit best of 3, but now NIP Flash, that veterancy card is starting to shine, and they're looking good into this best of 7.
Yeah, taking away the Paquito, NIP Flash, they're up to something right here. RSG, I mean, they still pretty much have not revealed their hand. I mean, no longer the Farsa available,
no,
but the Claude will be the pick of choice here. I mean, versus Nathan, still, I feel that what we said before, right? The line is stronger than the circle, and the square is stronger than the circle as well. So the Nathan has the strongest AoE so far in terms of just shredding through in terms of the line.
Let's go and Ninja in Pyjamas Flash indeed, ladies and gents. RSG right now, all right? Okay, Claude, back to basics, right? Something that it's kind of similar playstyle as the Nathan. You want to go late, you can scale to late. But instead of, like what you mentioned, straight line versus circle, right? But you can see how RSG could potentially use this roster together. Everybody activate ultimate, we win. That's basically what RSG has decided to go for. And now NIP Flash, this is the last few picks. What would they go?
Yeah, NIP Flash going for the
Diablo's
signature.
banning.
Diablo Benedetta. There is no mage.
Not only just that, Curtizi goes back onto the Martyrs once again. Just flexing right here, ladies and gentlemen, reminding you guys why he's the regular season MVP.
Yeah, and now there's a different look from RSG, right? There's no more Farsa in the mid lane, so that there might be a potential answer from the side of RSG right here. So, I mean, they have played against this once before, but now the difference is Lozy will be on the Tigreal. RSG, they have a lot to think about right now, whether they want to go for this Faramis pick to try and stop the decimation from the side of Martis, or the GodZilla might be on the mid lane. Yep.
Okay, Alpha, Brayyy, no weird things going on. Esmeralda should be going into the closer. Yeah, finally he gets to play it, and GodZilla goes onto the GodZilla.
Yeah, and NIP Flash, they have been banning this all day long, right? They have been banning out the Esmeralda that can be picked up from Brayyy or closer. And they have been performing extremely well on this particular hero, but now they let it through. So NIP Flash, they might have something up their sleeves here.
I mean, you pack Purify. That's all you can do, right? Against a Tigreal, especially Implosion. But don't forget, something that you also have to take note from the side of NIP Flash, this is not a roster where you can check bushes easily.
And here we go. NIP Flash will be up against RSG as we head on into the Land of Dawn, the potential last game of the series.
Yep, potential last game, ladies and gents. I want to hear you guys roar. I want to hear you guys scream as RSG definitely need that support if they don't want it to go to 4-0. But if you're a fan of NIP Flash, this is must be very happy for you.
Yeah, still goosebumps.
Oh, Closer taking so much damage already just to start things off. And Diablo just making him pay.
Yeah, still 1v1 trades. Both teams playing it safe at this point. Not really wanting to give up anything for no reason here. Ballsy though.
Okay, at least it's a fighter mid lane, right? And usually you don't go for fighter mid lanes because there's not a lot of lanes for you to fight in, right? You're looking to burst down the enemy, not trying to, you know, slowly slash each other. So mid lane's going to be a little bit of a stalemate. That's why both these roamers from the side of each team decides to go and babysit their gold laners instead.
Yeah, and the EXP lane will be a 1v1 brawl versus Closer and Diablo as well. But Vanix...
Oh, the power of nature. The image back. CS is going to be fine. They're trying to focus on Vanix, if anything. And Lalzi charges him back, knocks him up, and Derry's taking a lot of damage. And it looks like it's going to be just a bit of a skirmish. Nothing else. A better love story than Twilight, maybe?
Okay, NIP Flash, in a sense, they're going to have stalemate mid lanes. Probably also kind of like a stalemate gold lane because both of these two gold laners are looking to scale.
Oh, sure. Or the energy eruption, the pushback, GodZilla getting sent around. He has to expend the flicker, and Derry is now joined. It looks like that's going to be the end of it.
Now imagine that is the EXP lane where you have a lot more room to maneuver. That would have been a dead GodZilla already.
Yeah, and GodZilla just using that flicker right there. It's huge for NIP Flash. They won't have the penalty zone available, but Closer.
Oh, the energy eruption onto Closer. He's been pushed back. He's taking a lot of damage, but he does have the shield. Brayyy now going in. Hades taking a little bit of damage. He does need to back off. He's sure Aura, and it looks like they're going to run back. GodZilla doing a lot of work. He's doing some damage, but Curtizi's sticking around, not afraid.
I love what GodZilla did right there, trying to make it so hard for NIP Flash to get to level 4. If you notice, they were struggling right there. Now, Lozi doesn't have level 4 as well, so that's something that RSG needs to look out for and pay.
Oh, Curtizi, Half-Life, Lalzi as well. The flicker back from Lalzi. He's going to get jumped on by Brayyy. Brayyy not letting him go. Is he going to give up first blood? Lalzi, he flexes at least for now, but he's so low. Derry at Half-Life, Curtizi is as well. That barrier's going to be on point. Hades sticking around. It's going to be 1 versus 3. Derry thought about recalling, but it looks like he's going to stick around just for this one turtle. And Hades will take out the turtle. The Electro final blow, and they've got first blood as well. And Derry's down for the count. Diablo getting, Curtizi somehow surviving. Hades up in front. And NIP Flash playing their heroes to the limits. Almost too much to Shura Aura. Oh, they get away at Lalzi! Oh, he gets them both! And he knocks out Closer! And he sets it up for GodZilla! And Lalzi coming out of left field and he helps him out.
The terrible duo strikes! Curtizi and Hades just teasing, just dangling the carrot right in front of RSG, and they have to take it right into a Lalzi's implosion.
Yeah,
Brayyy
on the
focusing it on Lalzi. Lalzi taking a lot of damage. He's going to be back, but that was kind of worth it. The Blazing Duet from CS, he images back.
Yeah, RSG, they're not looking too good in this early game right here, but they still have a lot of hope in terms of CS. He is indeed winning Vanix right now on the top lane, given the fact that there's been so much skirmishes. He does win the 1v1 battle, and the fact that he can take so much gold lane off of this. But Derry, though.
Energy eruption onto Derry. They're like locking him in, but he walks away. This big old monster. He's going to run back, but Brayyy goes in for this one. Curtizi getting a little bit low. Hades, Vanix, focuses his. He tries to go for CS. He gets the snipe in. The flicker back from Derry. He's going to be fine, but Hades is going to be the one that falls. GodZilla getting sniped in. Those circles are too much, and GodZilla will fall.
Yep, this time around, RSG finding the 2 pickoff right here, but Brayyy should have the ultimate ready up, and he's going to go.
Vanix, Brayyy going in for this one. Diablo gets the nice petrify on his ex-teammate, and he gets Brayyy, and Derry, all he can do is watch. Maybe he gets Lalzi. He walks into this one. He might have been baited in. Closer, maybe looking to cut it off the angle. Derry continuing to fight with Diablo. He might have gotten it. Diablo gets the outplay onto Derry, but now the charge back, the secondary one, Closer running after him, and Diablo, he's like a magician, but the Blazing Duet is continuing. It's doing a lot of work on the Vanix, but he's gonna get, barely away with the image, and CS playing it to the limits.
Man, both these two teams are stretching. Imagine you're pulling this rubber band. You can see it necking. You can see it breaking. Oh, sorry, I'm teaching physics right now. You can see it breaking. And they don't let it snap. So much finesse being shown by both these two teams. RSG seems like they're not going to go down without a fight.
Yeah, the turtle very low. Oh, the implosion, it's being charged up. The knock-up, though, in return. Derry getting a little bit low, but the turtle has been taken by Hades. Curtizi's the first to fall. The energy eruption on it, too. GodZilla continuing to fight. Brayy's focusing in on Lozzy. They've gotten that kill. Hades now is going to get jumped on. Brayyy continuing forward, doing some damage. He wants some revenge. Hades taking a lot of his. Closer taking most of this one, and Hades dashes away with a brave assault.
Yeah, RSG, we do see signs of life from them trying to fight back right now. They do have a 900 gold deficit right now. Make that a 1K, but still, CS, he has been farming on the top lane as well as Vanix. And Vanix purification timing was just on point. And look at this right now.
Oh, they're trying to take the Fenrir. Vanix going in for this one, trying to focus it in. Brayyy all the way in the front, and Hades pushes him back with the blazing duet is on point. He's doing a lot of damage. Lozzy, he's getting a little bit low. Closer thought about going in, but he went in too deep, and Curtizi's gonna get the double kill. That was a misplay.
Man, RSG was so bloodthirsty. They're tunnel visioning right into NIP Flash, but you gotta admit, that was a very good blazing duet, but unfortunately, that's not enough.
Yeah, so much key damage, but still, almost. You know, you have $1,000. It costs 1,001 to buy the PS5.
Hey,
right?
That's my analogy. That's my story.
I was gonna give credit to you.
I mean, wasn't it 1,000 for the PS5, but we only had 999? When did the price go up, huh? I'm just saying, right? Are we talking inflation?
Yeah, but it's a lot of close calls for both these two teams, especially for the side of NIP Flash this time around. They're not very lucky in a sense as compared to RSG. And now RSG cracks open top side. They already secured 2 turrets as compared to NIP Flash, but NIP Flash has 2 turtles, right?
And CS, he was indeed winning the early game, but he's falling far behind in terms of farm to Vanix at this point as RSG struggle for map control. Given the last turtle will be coming up right now, Brayyy looks like he wants to fight for this. Both teams just posturing for position around this turtle that's about to erupt.
The barrier's been committed. It looks like they're going to disengage here. Mind you, Hades is a full level behind Brayyy, so this is something to take note of, especially going into this turtle. Derry's still sticking around. Hades just pushing him away. They do have vision. GodZilla in the side as well. The barrier's going to be used. Hades on the wrong side, but they found Brayyy, and they've got the energy eruption, and they've locked him in, but Brayyy walks away for now. Hades is a little bit low, but the blazing duet is doing a lot of work. But most of it is being tanked. Brayy's the first to fall. Curtizi on the run. Closer's going to be killed here. And they have it with the damage from Vanix. Lozzy somehow limping away, somehow still alive. Derry tried to go for this one, but Hades gets the turtle. CS is finally going to be killed. They do have the knock-up on the GodZilla, and they're going to kill him as well. And Derry, all he can do is be like, hey, I want to join your team, no?
Okay. Execute, but that's... You can start to see NIP Flash is just abusing the fact that RSG, if you notice how Derry was just saving on the wall charge as long as he could in order to kind of counteract against Lozzy's implosion. But that fight was so messy. There's no focal point. Derry is getting dragged left, right, center. And Diablo is just happy that's the case because he's an assassin.
Yeah, NIP Flash has studied his strategy. They knew that the Spear of Alpha is the key initiation for the side of RSG and Diablo, as well as Curtizi when going into that bush to force out the Spear of Alpha before the team fight.
Oh, Vanix is joined, and Derry, he gets actually stuck behind the barrier. He's getting focused, and that was a bit of a mistake. Curtizi gets credit for that kill. They got the energy eruption onto Brayyy as well, and they get that, and Vanix has shown up, but Curtizi's been killed. GodZilla as well. Hades got credit, and they have the energy eruption one more time on a closer, and NIP Flash are making waves.
They're not only just making waves, they're making RSG pay. Wave. In a sense, RSG, you know, like that's such a good setup from GodZilla. That's such a good ultimate from Closer, but they need to land it together.
Yeah, one by one they go, and one by one they fall. NIP Flash looking postured as champions right now.
All right, Hades seems to have a little bit of a... He might need to do a little bit of a reboot because he's just spamming recall at that point, but no, he's just flexing at this point, and I mean, they have so much confidence right now. This is their game to lose.
Okay, Golden Stomp being secured by CS right now, but 6k gold lead. This is winnable for the side of RSG.
It's winnable indeed. I mean, they still have the fallback factor onto CS. if they can find the key target, which is Vanix. It's still a lot of theory crafting though. RSG, they cannot waste the Spear of Alpha anymore. And NIP Flash, they've been doing an extremely good job. Diablo forcing out the Spear of Alpha. Curtizi forcing out the Spear of Alpha. So making sure that Brayyy does not land the initiation on
GodZilla,
Vanix.
that's going to be life number 1. The Electro final blow right on top of him. GodZilla, penalty zones, just trying to stay alive. He's being focused, and Diablo will end up killing GodZilla. That's going to be the start, as well as taking the Fenrir as well. I mean, they're taking everything, the energy eruption on the closer, not letting him get back. Derry now on the run. He's trying to stay alive. Diablo being focused, but CS images back Brayyy. They're trying to take this T3. The Lord has made an appearance as well. They're crashing in. CS is pushing Hades. They've got the knockup as well. Derry, they're focusing it in. They're focusing on the base, and then they do end up taking it, and it looks like NIP Flash have done the sweep. They are your winners for MPL Singapore Season 7.
Man, that was a free-for-all buffet, and NIP Flash has a free pass to it. RSG is not happy as this particular grand finals.
Congratulations to our champions, NIP Flash. So now we will head towards the stage where our beautiful host, Cheryl, will take us in our next segment.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you, champions of MPLSG Season 7, NIP Flash! Now boys, head on over to the center to give your fellow opponents a fist bump, or even a hug. It was a well-fought grand finals, and there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, a round of applause for RSG SG for their valiant performance here in the Land of Dawn. Thank you. RSG SG once more. Now, boys, we would like to invite other team members of NIP Flash to join the boys right here on the main stage. Adamir, Joseph, Puski, head on over and join your team. The trophy that you have been working hard for stands right before you. Boys, hands on the trophy, and on the count of 3, claim your crown. In 3, 2, 1, lift! Presenting to you, your champions of MPLSG Season 7, NIP Flash. Amazing, amazing stuff. Now, for this segment, we would like to call upon Daniel Chu, Head of Esports, Singapore Huntan Games, and Li Jianming, Managing Director of Zenway Productions, to present the awards to the players. Yes, we do have our medals ready for our 2 VIPs to present them to the members of NIP Flash. It is a joyous and momentous occasion. It has been fought hard, and the dreams of our 7 other teams now live on with NIP Flash. And now, the next prize presentation would be the playoffs MVP. Who do you guys think it is? All right. It seems like names are going all around because all are very well-rounded players. But the playoffs MVP goes to Vanix! Lord Vanix, congratulations. Now the playoffs MVP is presented by McDonald's. Congratulations. Now thank you so much, Timmy, as Daniel, for presenting the awards. Now, Vanix, as the playoffs MVP, is there anything you would love to say?
I want to thank my friends, my families for supporting me throughout this journey. And I also want to thank my teammates for always helping me. That's why I got this playoff MVP. It's all thanks to my teammates.
Amazing. So then perhaps, from Coach and perhaps Joseph, is there anything you would like to say now that you guys are moving forth to MSC 2024? What can the fans expect from you guys? Yes, you.
I think we will definitely try our very best. We have the best Singaporean players in our team. We have the best imports as well. So if we cannot go far internationally, I think no one else in Singapore can.
Well said. Well said. It was a very convincing win right here at the playoffs grand finals with a 4-0 clean sweep right here from NIP Flash. And with that being said, it was a grueling 1.5 months of MPLSG. And after all of these matches, finally, we have our champion emerge, and it is NIP Flash. Now, they will carry on the dreams and hopes of our other 7 teams in their journey to the MSC 2024 over at Riyadh. Amazing, amazing stuff. Now it's no longer Singapore versus Singapore, and it's now Singapore against the world. Majula, Singapura, we'll see you at the MSC.